So yeah, that's what she said.
That's and to think that it was all with an elephant trunk and a vat of sour cream. That's
I know, right? There was some sauerkraut in there, but it ran out really fast.
Yeah, but that was good. Hey everyone, welcome back to Evandale and and Mütvia. Mütvia is a game about dark fantasy where 6 individuals, these folks over here, apparently all drink blood. This is what powers my GM stuff. These 6 individuals, each one an outsider in their own right, have come to a land known as the Land of a Thousand Princes, probably one of the most xenophobic societies. And picking up tonight is the murder of an absolute stranger, thus heightening the xenophobia and the reasons why Mütvia is the way it is. So hi guys, how is everyone starting off on this escapade that we're about to get into?
Fucking stoked, Steve.
Fucking stoked.
I'm excited to be here.
I really am. I'm scared for what's gonna happen because it's all Belle's fault. It's not my fault. It's Belle's fault.
It is, actually. All right. Let's see. Any announcements or anything like that before we really kick into this?
Yeah, this upcoming Saturday is the big mid-season finale of Castleton. So you can check that out over on Winter's Tales Co. Here on Twitch. If you are unfamiliar, it's a big international TTRPG smash hit phenomenon that's been happening over the summer. It is going to be concluding the first half of season 1 this upcoming Saturday at I think 6 p.m. CST, 7 p.m. EST. And then we will be taking a hiatus. And those of us who survive the season finale or the mid-season finale will be back in November. So you can check that out over on the Winter Tales Co. Twitch.
I have an announcement that happened just now on Threads. World 5 just hit 900 followers. That's my channel, and I just got the notification. That is so cool.
That's amazing. Holy crap.
And then on this Thursday, we're going to be starting a new campaign over at Twisted Fates. We're going to be playing a Vising game. You're going to be able to see me. You're going to be able to see Chris and Ethereus and our lovely Erin, who is her character's in a coma in this one, but over on the Vising game, she's actually going to be our storyteller. So definitely go check that out. Again, Thursday is going to be our first game, and we're very, very excited about it.
This is the one that's taking place in Algeria, correct?
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know anything about Vising, it's a game where the setting was originally akin to Victorian or Edwardian time Sweden or so. And the characters become investigators against supernatural creatures. Well, what Erin has done with this game is say, you know what? There are many, many more myths and legends that are out there that deserve to be followed. And so we're going to do some globetrotting with this. And the very first stay is going to be in Algeria. And then they're going to go all around the place, drawing lore from real world cultures. It's a fantastic way to educate yourself as to what the hell's going on out there in the world. Because it's not just a couple places. So
we are going to be exploring the history of these places.
That's the
it's really exciting to me because I will fucking deep dive the shit out of that every chance that I get.
You and me both, man. So
I will say I have learned a little bit more about my own personal West African heritage as a result of role preparation for this character that I'm going to be playing on Thursday, which has been super, super interesting. It feels really cool to tell a story with folklore that is not exclusively kind of from the one contained area of the map where that
it's true. I mean, you're not wrong.
So very exciting stuff, and agree. It's going to be a lot of fun. I apologize in advance to the audience because I don't play a good person over there.
Well, neither do I necessarily. I'm not really a bad person either, so never mind. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah, it's going to be produced by North Wolf, so that's also exciting. It's Twisted_Fates_. Yeah, that's their channel name on Twitch.
I actually will also be streaming on Friday. TTN is booting back up the Twitch channel, and we're starting with some world building streams. So on Friday, will be the last Friday of every month. We'll be doing a sort of world building prep stream with myself and our live stream producer Haven. So come join us and listen as we talk about all things. I'll be doing a world building stream for my world for my D&D 5e podcast, Chronicles of Kriya. So if you want to learn more about it, come join us.
That's fantastic. And this is Tabletop Tale Spinners, correct?
Yes.
Any underscores or anything?
Nope, all one word in lowercase, just like all our socials.
Perfect. There you go.
You know what? Keep an eye out on my Instagram because a lot of music stuff is coming up.
Ooh. Okay.
Tend to my flames, same as my thread.
Where we left off. Oh boy, we're in a little bit of a pickle here. I'm gonna pull up the map. Let's take a look at this real quick. Our intrepid folks have found themselves here in the woods. Poor Jaros over here, a little commoner that the entire crew has saved, has been tending flames and whatnot, building fires for them, and just absolutely harmlessly following the nobles in pretty much every word. And then Bell came along over here and decided to sneak around and stab him in the back. Meanwhile, come here to you. And meanwhile, Delia and Vin have been sitting around the fire, and they've been kind of listening to the nobles do their thing. Elias over there to the left of the fire. By the way, this is how I pictured it in my head. Feel free to rearrange your characters, by all means, if you need to. And then Danix, being a little bit girthier, has been taking up the space over by the fire.
I love this.
Well,
There's always an innuendo.
well, he's a centaur. He's kind of big. So Danix is just kind of hanging out, and that's where we are. Yeah.
So just to clarify something for me, for Chris.
Yeah, what's up?
You did not prompt on to attack this dude.
No.
She just decided to do
Hold
that.
on. So
We
I
were
need to
literally
unpack
like
this.
mid-sentence.
I was
And we
gonna
just
say,
hear the guy scream.
interrupted that scene with no idea of why to randomly attack an NPC.
You are
Just want to make
such
sure
a little pot stirrer.
you clear that up.
It's
There
yeah,
will be a reason.
it's bad.
When she
it's really
figures
bad.
out what it is.
Yeah, Luke was
I wasn't
saying
gonna
once he
tell the
knows.
whole stream that I didn't know what the reason was.
Well,
But now they know.
Well, now look, you get to flex them improv skills.
I had already set up the battle. Vin, you get to go first with your
nice.
+2 on your initiative, and then Bell goes, and then Yaros, and then Aetherius, Delia, and Danix.
I don't know what Vin right now at this juncture is just surprised and doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
So
that
as I
makes
turn
sense.
around in my turn, what do I see?
That's a really good question. When Bell comes back, we're going to find out. Well, Bell, I'm assuming that you stealthed it over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's
I
get.
don't think she would actually have needed to because nobody was paying attention anyways.
That's what perception and stealth is for, particularly when it
totally
comes down to
stealthed.
combat. All right, then give me your stealth, and Vin, you can roll perception,
Okay.
and I will also roll this guy's perception.
The background is still not loading.
Still
I'm
not.
just gonna watch the stream for it.
Oh no, that's not good.
I don't know what's going on.
I rolled a 9 for perception.
Yeah, so you
Not
don't know what's
great.
you don't know what's
Yeah.
happening. That's all that there is to it. Okay.
So I just hear this scream and I turn around and I'm trying to figure out what is happening.
Yeah.
I do not think that I would attack at this moment until I understand. So I think I would run forward though, like
hop forward?
try to get a closer look at what's going on.
That makes absolute sense. I mean, you don't know, you know the woods, you know that they're really bad. So you start coming forward. You can see Jaros's face is kind of perplexed. Like he doesn't understand what has just happened. But outside of that, Bell, Vin, you have any actions that you want to take left over?
Not at this point. No.
Okay. Alrighty. Bell, you go.
Okay. On as a person regrets this, but it felt right to do.
Sure.
So I have to like get past that. So should I roll for an attack on him, or did I just
100%.
Okay, I want to double check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me
Click.
mod the crap out of this asshole that just popped in.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me mod. What's that?
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Ah, you're awesome. Thank you.
I actually, I'm going to make a note real quick that I need to set up some auto banned words so these types of messages don't come through.
Okay.
Okay. So double click to attack, and then it was just the...
I can't believe that you're just going to stab this guy in the back. Are you using gouging claw?
Yeah.
Okay. Piercing or slashing?
Piercing.
Okay. And go ahead and roll to attack.
Roll damage. Attack.
That's
a
an 8.
natural 1.
Holy shit! Starting off the game just right here. Let's.
I have a hero point, right?
Yeah, you do. You want to spend that?
You know what? I'm committed.
You're going with it?
I'm going with it.
Okay. All right.
I would like to reroll my attack.
Okay. All right. You would like to reroll, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Spend your hero point. Go ahead.
She's committing to assaulting the innocent man. That's
Yes.
what
For
she's committing
reasons, Chris.
And
We're
also,
taking that out on.
Established, well
If
understood.
we are all being deceived, I demanded an incredulous amount of words of thanks.
I got you.
Handwritten.
I got you.
so you rolled an 11, which is still a critical miss.
It's okay. I tried.
Yeah, you did. Here's what we have. I just got my baseball voice on. I'm coming around the bend. Yours was a melee attack. You are sickened because you got a spinning swing. Would you mind telling me how you did that to yourself?
Yeah, are we still in a swampy area?
Yes, you are. Well, no. You're about a quarter day's travel away from that area. You are strictly out in the woods.
Okay. I think with the scare of Bell coming in to attack him, he probably spilled whatever he had in his hands on the ground, which caused Bell to slip and miss.
Oof. Okay. All right. That's okay. You end up slipping. You end up missing. You are now
Call that
in
just a miss.
You're now in a sickened state. However, something rose up out of this and just took you over. That was 2 of your actions. You still have 1 left.
Can I do it? Okay. I'm just kidding. So what exactly does sickened do?
Oh, sure. Sickened is, hold on. Make sure I have to read these things. So it always includes a value. Okay, in this case, you have a 2, and that is, you're going to take that as a penalty to all of your checks and your DCs. And you cannot willingly ingest anything, including elixirs or potions, etc., while sickened. Now, you can spend, by the way, you can spend a single action retching in an attempt to recover. And that's going to allow you to an immediate fortitude save against the DC of the effect that caused it.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's vomit.
Yeah.
So you
Let's
try to kill this guy, you slip, and then you fucking puke. I just want to make sure I understand the success of the series.
Look, Karma came back to bite Belle in the ass, but she still feels justified for a reason I've come up with.
Well, let's find out what happens here. Give me a fortitude save.
No thanks.
No thanks.
Yes. Still getting used to this.
Yeah, left side.
Fortitude. There we go. Thank you.
That's gonna be an 18. Yeah, you managed to retch. So that's how you're gonna spend the remainder of your turn.
Furball out.
It's his turn. What are you doing? And he like spins around. Let me do something here real quick. We're gonna target you. And as he turns around, he's like whipping his hand out. He's going to. I'm gonna see if we can do this. Because Vin, you're right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to use deception. Vin, can you give me a perception check?
I hope so. Man, I'm gonna use a hero point. Why am I getting these
go ahead.
crappy rolls?
Go ahead.
Look, we're only 30 minutes in and we've used 2 hero points.
Jeez.
10. All right. Well, you got a 10, so you have a +6 on the top of that 4.
Whoa, that's weird. Roll D5 was not following this account. Let me just follow.
What? Hey, thank you.
I was teasing. I
That's
already
right. Yeah,
followed
that's
you
right.
guys.
If you
but-
follow, then you can get a yeah. That's right. You get the advantage. So he's going to spin around. Vin, unfortunately, you don't catch this.
Uh-oh.
That's a critical hit. That is going. That's a single hand that is going across Belle's face.
As she's puking.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. This is going to
Did
be.
he just bitch slap you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Straight up.
He turned
While
around.
you're puking.
Yeah.
And this is. You know what? I'm just going to do double damage.
Oh, okay.
Remember, kids, front hand is abuse, back hand is discipline.
Oh, what?
He stops for a second and he's, what has happened to her? Turns back around to Vin and says, he has
56?
fallen on her dagger. She committed suicide. And again, there was no attack actually seen.
Nobody sees the attack. No, nobody saw me attack him either.
So
it's-
well, hold on. You role play this out. You
Okay.
cannot be
I
acting
can't.
as your own damn witness right now.
How the fuck does somebody do 56 on just like a
Slap.
on a fucking bitch slap?
Isn't
That's a
that
mother
great?
of a
Untethered.
slap.
I am unwell. I
Hold on for a second. You keep going.
Shook it.
Sorry.
There's
I'm freaking out.
now I'm trying to figure out because Danix would have been sitting facing that, but if they're outside
You guys
the-
were engaged in the conversation, all of you guys together,
That's
where
fair.
Belle was just sitting off to the side.
Yeah, we just hear a scream, turn around, and you're on the floor unconscious.
well, we hear her
Here's the thing,
puking,
yeah, I need
and
to-
then we hear a scream. And I feel like that's an important distinction. We hear the
That
audible
depends on your
retching.
perception if
You
you
know?
heard that.
Oh, I can
mean, I
roll.
feel we
if
would have-
necessary.
That's true. I feel like you would have heard
I
it.
need
Yeah,
to
I don't know if we
ask-
would have heard the puking, but we definitely would have probably heard like the scream and the thud on the floor.
The fact that he can do that with just his hand.
That's what I'm
That's a
saying.
red
Yeah.
That is an
flag.
insane amount of
That's a major red
damage
flag,
from
yeah.
a seemingly very old man.
I also have to ask Steve when he comes back because I just realized after you rolled, you re-rolled that attack on, that I was told at the end of last session that I would get one command to the land.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
don't know if that was supposed to come before this or after.
Oh.
So I want to clarify
Let's
that.
do
Okay,
after.
sorry
I feel
about
like I
that.
know
Epic.
the answer to this, but I'm like,
We
Pitch it.
have not
Give it
been
the
plotting.
pitch.
So,
Totally not been plotting.
Damn it.
So,
Oh,
It's worth the 5
Forgot
guys,
one of the guys.
Steve.
So this
He
was
forgot one.
straight
Yeah,
to
poor
death,
guys.
not dying state.
Oh, does the audience even know? Can they see the dice rolling thing?
I don't think they saw this one, but by the way,
Okay.
Belle is
Sorry about
out rolling death saves from a single
Yeah, she's
hit.
unconscious.
The
Yeah.
text we got literally says Bell takes 56
Yeah.
So-
Well,
fucking
here's the
damage.
thing. If we were doing
Massive damage
5e rules, I
immediately
would be
kills them.
dead.
Yes.
Yeah, in 5e rules, you would have been no death saving throws dead because of the amount of damage.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ugh, I'm gonna throw up.
he turns around and Belle is laying down on the ground. She tried to backstab me. What has happened? Something has very clearly tried to possess her. What has happened? Now she's fallen down. Somebody help her.
Yeah, Vin is going to rush up and immediately use stabilize to keep her from dying.
Yep, that'll do it.
We also gotta redeem heal a hero for Belle.
Oh! Gempu.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna cry. This is
So-
amazing.
Vin, can you please describe how what you just did actually ended up reviving her?
There's been every time now that that Vin has went to stabilize, there's just been this incredible surge of energy every time he's used it. And I think he just has committed to that, or almost like expected that same surge, and sure enough, the fucking the land like just flows through him and revives Belle with his touch.
And
Fatherly love.
that is precisely what happens. Belle, as for you, right before you took that breath of life, you smelled that thing that made you sicken. It's that smell of dead meat, that smell of sulfur, that smell of rotting flesh. And if pain itself could have a stench, it fills your nostrils. Oh, praise be the gods. This is he extends out a hand to Belle.
No,
Ooh,
you killed me. That is the second time I have died.
I would never try to kill you. I felt backstab. I turned around. I don't know what happened to you.
There was a fly on your back.
What?
Is there some way to like, you know how 5e has the insight check to see if
Yeah,
he's
just
lying?
It's
yeah.
a perception check. The action under perception is called sense mode. And it goes up against their deception or what have you. It depends on what they're doing. I will roll that in private.
SJ.
I don't see that.
You said at the end of last session that Danix gets a command.
Yes, correct. You
To
have
the
a one-word
land?
command to the land. Yes. One word.
I think
24.
It seems to be absolutely telling the truth.
Seems. I hate that word.
He beat a 24?
Fuck.
Or you beat him, and that's the truth.
The command that Danix gives to the land is to describe the intent behind it. He has no idea what's happening, but he wants to know the truth. And the command he gives the land is reveal, in hopes of garnering some sort of truth
Sure.
of what the land saw.
Absolutely. And you can see some vines, they begin twisting, and they end up holding up a dagger. It's Belle's dagger. What?
Right, and
25, see if
Delia
that
believes
check does
him.
anything.
I'm sorry, say that, Aetherius?
I rolled a 25 for the perception check. I
Yeah.
don't know if that changes anything.
Does not change anything. He seems to be legit.
Okay, so we believe him, and the land raises a Bell's dagger.
Yeah, which corroborates his story.
Yeah. Fuck.
Bill.
That's
Danix
my name.
takes the dagger from the vines. Holds it up. Do you mind explaining?
Yes, that is my dagger.
He stands back and, like, looking around nervously.
I think Danix at this point will, in order to make sure that no further, not actually stepping in the fire, but I'm just trying to get close. He's going to sort of step in between Yaros and Belle. Not handing her back the dagger, but more so showing it.
Yeah, he stands back.
To her. Do you mind explaining why you tried to step in?
I have bad feeling.
You are in Mütvia. We all have bad feelings.
She's gonna. This isn't for like an ability or anything. But she's gonna look at this guy, and her eyes are gonna fully go black.
Ooh. Embracing the void. Okay. Vin, what are you doing at that moment? And what is everyone doing? I'll go around. Vin?
Vin is making sure that she's okay.
Okay. So you're
I'm,
like tending her wounds and stuff.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Delia?
So the guy, like, exclaims, right? Like, oh, she tried to stab me. And then, here she is on the ground. And Delia can't detect, like, a deception in his voice. And so she, like, she wants to act on that, but she's so conflicted because Belle is Belle.
Right.
But she's also thinking, like, well, Belle is Belle. And very unpredictable, as good as her intentions may be. And she just said, oh, I had a bad feeling. And so to her, that just corroborates the guy's story, right?
Yeah.
And she's gonna look at Vin, say, when you can ascertain that she is all right, just move her into the tent with Mercy.
Yes.
She's gonna like hiss at Jaros.
You do that?
Black eyes.
Danix, what are you doing?
I think Danix is keeping his place between the two of them to sort of diffuse the situation.
Where is Danix looking?
He's looking at Belle right now, but
Perfect.
I think
This is a split-second moment. That's why I'm going around. And Elias?
Elias, after visually seeing that Van is successfully tending to Belle's wounds, casts his gaze across the fire to Delia, who he was just in this very contentious exchange with. And I think Delia may be focused on Belle in this moment, kind of like understandably, but you would see like a beyond, I think, just frustration, there is like a pain there. There's like a hurt that I think we would read. And casting his eyes back to Belle, he's going to walk up to.
You are currently looking across the fire to Delia.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. No one is looking at shadows. Except for Belle. Hi, Belle.
Preemptive fuck you.
You shoot, like your eyes turn blacker than the void. Are you attempting to intimidate? And no dice rolls. Are you attempting?
Yeah, I would say a little bit of intimidation.
Okay. All right. No problem. Let me make sure. Okay, cool. And for this, he's like doing this. He's like looking around. Then he catches your gaze, and his eyes lock onto yours for a second. And his face, as he's turning to look around, in his absolute like nervous. Somebody just tried to fucking kill him. Very clearly, he's shot, and as he's looking around, his head continues to turn except for the double vision which you now have. and you can see his face lock onto yours, and all you see is flame. He locks right on you. And it is still his turn. And then it's going to be Aetherius, and then Delia, and then Danix. And yeah. He's going to cast Dominate. May I please have a will save from you?
Because you asked so nicely.
I appreciate it.
That'd be
22.
a 22.
Okay. That fails against a 36.
36?
You take command of the target, forcing it to obey your orders. If you issue an obviously self-destructive order, the target doesn't act until you issue a new order. So he cannot harm you. All right? This is a critical success. Or excuse me, for you it would be a critical failure. And you receive a new save only if it gives you a new order that is against his nature. In other words, you are completely under his thrall at the moment. And he's looking at you, using a free action to communicate. He's going to do that with telepathy. And yeah, that shouldn't be too bad.
You wanted to know the truth. So now you will. You're going to follow me and my orders from this point forward.
I don't know what else has happened. And then he ends his turn. Aetherius, you go. Delia, you're on deck.
So I'm assuming I wouldn't be able to intuit any of what just happened there. I would just see them kind of like glaring at each other, which would be par for the course.
Exactly. Yeah, your perception check looked for that.
Were you saying the one I just rolled did, or to roll another one?
You can roll another one if you wish, but that's 20. You got a 25, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good roll.
Sorry, I'm trying to get. Can I move? There we go. I think. So you've already stabilized Bell, correct?
Bell is up.
Okay. And Bell, you're fully healed?
Oh, hold up. No, Bell dropped on his turn. She's not yet up, but you can see like she's in the process of getting up because Vin just did that. Wait, Vin, hold on. No, that's right. Yeah, no, Bell is still down. She's in a prone state. But Aetherius, you can absolutely see that she is conscious.
Okay. And I can't see her health. What's her health at?
She's looking
9.
She's looking pretty beat up. Well, numbers are arbitrary in this case. Numbers are excuse me. She's got a welt across her face.
Ooh,
Looks like
really?
she hit her head on a nearby rock.
Oof. Okay. I am going to. So, let me see. How many feet is this? Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, math. So, from where I am at, you are going to see Elias place both of his hands together. And when he pulls them down and apart, what you see looks like a spectral monarch butterfly that
cool.
pops up that has all of those prismatic colors on it. And he is going to concentrate. And so I want to do the 2-action heal on Bell from where I presently am. And you would see this monarch butterfly kind of float on over. It's going to land right on Bell's shoulder. And then with a poof, gives a little bit of that kind of like iridescent, almost glitter-like material. Bell would feel healed.
That's fantastic.
Oh.
Go ahead and cast it on your sheet, and that'll pull it up in the chat. Then we can roll those dice.
And I'm curious too for flavor, instead of, because the others have no idea what's going on or anything at all, instead of, Bell's eyes can move from that black cover, the eyes, whatever, are instead red like flames.
Okay. Cool.
But nobody knows why. It's just between us.
Okay.
Oof.
Dude, that's
I have a
awesome.
question.
So 9 points, I'll apply that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you think that Aurora would have seen it?
Aurora's currently in your little pocket dimension, I assume, yeah?
No,
I think Aurora's out and about.
she's out and about.
Hey, she can absolutely roll.
How do I roll for her for that?
Well, let me get her on the board. And pop. There you go.
Awesome. It's 24.
Yeah. Everything seemed kosher.
Okay.
What I'm happy that there's healing. This is Yados looks over at Elias. Did you just heal? I saw you moving hands. Did you just heal?
Elias, relatively certain that this is like, as Delia said, Belle kind of doing Belle things, but not 100% certain. Well, no, you know what? I'm not going to metagame. I think I did a deception check or perception check, and he seemed on the up and up. So, he is then going to say, yeah, we want to make sure she's all right. Can you say
Good.
one more time? I'm sorry. What? Oh, sorry. Why is he American? Can you say one more time what happened?
Yeah, I felt a stab in my back. I stood up and then I look and Belle fall backwards and I don't know if she stabbed herself or hit her. She's red on the face. I think she hit her head. I don't know. She.
Okay.
All I know is that I did nothing. I'm sitting here watching fire that I created for you.
I think that Elias is still fresh off the exchange with Delia when Belle was doing all of that, so he genuinely doesn't know. And then with the last little action that I have, I am going to walk up. I think it's 30 feet that I
25.
25 feet that I
25 per action.
Yeah, so you
Oh,
can.
gotta
Yeah,
put
you
that.
can totally step to right there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna step over here, and Elias, after having sent this kind of spectral healing butterfly to land on and to revitalize, Belle is going to kind of like kneel down next to her, and with the last little bit that I have in the 5.5 seconds, he's gonna ask, Belle, did you stab this man?
You will tell the truth.
Well, I certainly tried.
You see exasperated, like heavy parent sigh of like, Belle, why did you stab this man?
Is he still commanding to tell the truth throughout this whole questioning?
You see the double of him. One is just looking right at you. Here, I'll give you some motive. You have the face, which is him, like, looking around like this.
You're going to be my good little girl.
Aaron would love that.
You're going to do everything that I say. You tried to backstab me. You don't know what toys you're playing with. Answer every single question honestly. You tried to kill me. Tell them that. Tell them that now.
I certainly tried to kill him.
I don't know why. Can I ask what I do to offend?
Bad feeling.
Again, this is Mütvia. There are monsters out there like yourself. But I do not judge. I am human. I am commoner of this land. I come from a place. I have a family. I try to get my child's coloring book, and you help me so graciously. And because you saved my life, I then give you mine. If this is... And then he turns around and looks at Elias, like just there, and then Danix in the background, and drops to his knees, looking at Elias and then shoots over a glance over his right shoulder over at Danix. If my life is forfeit, I will accept this punishment for whatever I have done. I cannot question the nobles at all. If this is your assassin, then I understand. And I give myself up willingly to the judgment of the nobles.
Heavily parental sigh again next to this.
Danix,
Elias is going to point. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Danix is going to look at Elias. Kind of like one of those, we need to talk about what to do here. Because there's a bit of conflict with Danix, but he for certain says, your life is not forfeit. Please stand.
He stands up, and as he's turning, throws a little smirk down at Belle.
And this is not because of the smirk. Elias was going to do this beforehand. Elias is going to, while still looking at Belle and now making eye contact with Danix, isn't going to break eye contact with Danix, but is going to lean in a way where his body language shows that he's speaking to our friend. He's going to point to the log that is directly behind him. Yep. You sit down for a bit. No one's going to... again, why am I American?
He sits down. He sits.
Down. Elias turns his attention back to Danix, and he raises his eyebrows. It's poor timing, but it may be good for us to collect ourselves here once we made sure that Belle is all right. And he turns back to Belle.
We're gonna. I'm assuming that no offensive actions are going to take place. I'm going to end the encounter. So free to do whatever you wish.
So, like, Vin is still kind of perplexed at what caused her to go into a dying state. So, upon, like, looking at her, is there any way that I can tell, like, that the whelp is from literally a backhand or from a rock?
Yeah, 100%. Give me a medicine check.
That's what I was thinking.
So, you're looking for something like this, an actual diagnosis of cause. Typically, to heal something, it's about a 20. To go down a little bit further and discover the reason behind it, I'm going to say it's a 25.
Oh, I'm not going to be able to do that. That's
never say never.
Let's see what you got. And if anybody else here wants to aid in that action, you can, providing your character is going to step up and also examine. Right now, the only two eligible for that would be Danix and Elias, just by virtue of where you are.
Danix will aid. Because Danix wants to find out what exactly happened here.
Sure.
The land gave him the dagger, but he needs more.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I
Elias
don't understand
is
what caused you to fall, Belle. And I imagine he's like turning her face towards him and like looking at.
You can roll a medicine check, Danix.
Okay.
I'd like to do so as well. I got a plus fucking 6 in medicine.
Please.
I think Elias is fretting over Belle a lot more than he traditionally is when she does Belle things, and is kind of doting over her with Vinny as he rolls.
So Danix got a 9, Vin got a 15.
25.
Awesome. And Aetherius got a 25. So we're going to say Aetherius, you can see markings on the left side of Belle's face that is commensurate with contact with a very, very, very hard object. However, give me a perception check.
Blunt trauma.
One second.
We're going to say the three of you will benefit from this because you were all working off of Vin's, but it's going to be Aetherius that notices this. And so we're going to say that the other two were actually aiding Aetherius, even though Vin was the one who initiated the action. Your perception, 13. You look down at the rock. In the early morning light shadows, it's kind of difficult to tell exactly what's happening here because of very long ass shadows. But from what you can see, the rock down to her left would have done it. It
Bill-
doesn't remove any sneaking suspicions that y'all have, because that was sus. But you have no evidence as of yet.
Can I argue for one more check?
Please, what's up?
Danix would like to make a survival check and take a closer look at. If Elias points out the rock, Danix would like to take a look at it, because with the level of impact that she had, there probably would be some sort of blood on it if that
Roll
had
it.
actually.
Yeah, there's no blood on her face. It's just blunt force, as Yuri said, blunt force trauma.
16.
Yeah, 16 yields information. That rock is sharp. Belle's face is not bleeding.
Elias is going to look from the rock to
Actually, I got a
Danix.
question. I'm gonna
to
TM
Belle.
you, Esther.
None of this is making sense.
I understand.
Just a moment, let us talk, please.
Even if she fell on the rock, like that,
There would have
if
been
we
blood.
were not here, she would have been dead. She would have died.
Exactly. But
This
why?
makes no sense to me.
She did proclaim that he killed her again, and it was the second time.
Mm-hmm.
I think Elias is going to look to Belle, up to the man after kind of listening to the back and forth here in this small little huddle around her. And I can roll a stealth if necessary for this. He, like, in a hushed tone, he's not like trying to dead whisper in this, but in a way that will only meet the ears of the people who are immediately next to him. He is going to ask Belle, did this man hurt you?
I don't think she can say anything.
He hasn't given a command, but you know that he's there. He's very much
so
present.
she
He said answer all the questions
deadpan.
truly.
He did tell her to tell the truth.
100%.
Okay.
Tell the truth.
Okay. Yes.
I don't
Elias
know
will
how.
understand.
Maybe when I turn around, I push my attacker away from my body, and she trip and she fall. On that, I'm willing to accept responsibility for it.
Dahlia walks past them and remembers the creature they faced at the cabin that could like inhabit bodies.
Yeah.
You know, because that's how Mercy. And so she is like wondering, like that's her train of thought. Like her logic goes that way as like, okay, like maybe there was something that, you know, made her take that first swing
But do
or
we have
something.
like, is there an action
So
associated with
she's
this?
going to, so she's going to use her detect magic. And then that should be about 30 feet around her.
You, let me see here. If the telepathy, I mean, telepathy is magical. So there's no, it's 100% magical. Yeah, there is a powerful magical effect in that is present. But again, detect magic doesn't give you a source.
Can I cast read aura?
Yes, however, it must be on an object. What object would you like it to be on?
Fascinating. So we have a couple inanimate objects. There's the knife, the fucking rock. I don't know if any of those would be helpful.
You tell me what you want.
Elias staring at a rock for 1 minute.
Yeah. So Dahlia would turn around and look at the three of you and just like mention it. She would say, I can't pinpoint where, but there is strong magic around here.
What type? Do you know, or is it malicious?
No, I can just sense that there is magic close by. But that's it. That it's strong. I can't really glean anything else.
Okay. Danix looks to Elias. Did you ever deal with conflicts like this when you were prince?
More frequently than I would care to admit and remember. I can't say I've missed it. Here, though, he looks from Bell to the puke, to the rock, to the dagger, to the man, back to Bell. Makes literally no fucking sense to me.
Any ideas on solution? Because I don't know that keeping the two of them in the same camp is ideal right now.
Well, we know her. We don't know him. I think we need to restrain this guy at minimum until we figure what happened out. I don't think that we should kill him, even though he has now offered his life to us several times. I think that might be overkill, especially not knowing exactly what happened. But in the interim, I think in the interest of Bell's safety, and then he does like a gesture and all of our safety, it may be best. Do we have anything that could serve as restraints?
We have rope.
Okay.
Bill, in what way did he hurt you?
His hand.
Did he push you like he said?
No.
Did he strike you?
Yes.
You see, like,
Danix
all
looks
three
over
of them
his
turn
shoulder.
around,
Yeah.
basically, like, at the same time. At that. And Elias is going to make eye contact. Is she telling the truth? Did you strike her?
I may have, in my haste to get away from being murdered. I may have done that, yes. It all
You
happened so
slipped
quickly.
and accidentally struck her.
No, I did not slip. I turned around. Everyone saw that. I turned around very quick to find out what had happened. We live in the woods in Mütvia long enough. You learn to turn around very quick.
Do you
Jelly,
roll a
you
deception for me?
mentioned that you had rope,
I'm just teasing.
or that we had rope somewhere. I think that might be useful.
In the cart. Yes.
Where is the cart? Oh, is it where Mercy is?
We could say it's just south of the map. No, those are tents. It's just a map. But we could say it's within reach, or within a walking distance.
Yeah, Elias is going to walk to the car. He casts a glance at the sussy guy back to the group. One moment, I'm going to run and grab rope. I say, at least for tonight, we cannot allow this guy to to not be restrained. Maybe in the morning
He stands up. Excuse me?
You see that this is the black mom head turn, which is like the... And then he looks behind his shoulder like, who the fuck are you talking to?
I'm talking to somebody who is advocating for putting rope around my body when I have committed no crime.
Elias is casually walking up to this guy. Fascinating. Interesting. A moment ago, friend, you were literally on your knees.
Yes, and
Offering your life in contrition.
yes, exactly. And then it was deemed I had done nothing wrong
By whom?
by the prince. And he purposefully reaches over Elias's shoulder with a pointed finger towards Danix.
And I think that's when Danix will sort of step up to back up Elias. I said your life was not forfeit. We are still trying to figure out exactly what happened, and your story is not making sense.
My story is making perfect sense. I'm so sorry that simple minds that are foreign to this land cannot possibly understand this.
Are you calling the
Alive?
prince's mind simple?
Yes.
Open hand slaps this man.
Ooh.
He
takes
bitch
it.
slaps
He takes
this
it.
man. And he's gonna spit on the ground afterward. You shut your fucking mouth. You say another word, and then you will give your life in contrition. Do I make myself clear? Good boy. Now sit down on that fucking log while we get this goddamn rope.
He takes a moment, and then he sits.
Elias doesn't say anything to the group. He's fucking so over tonight. I just want to go home. He's gonna walk and gather and you hear him mumbling like, this motherfucker, as he walks to go grab the rope.
I think at this point, Danix is going to turn to Belle and look at Vin and say, take her back to the tent for now. Let's keep them separated.
Belle, it's out of your head.
Who's all been like looking at Belle, like directly?
Me.
Yeah.
For
Me
the
as well.
For the most, yeah.
Yeah, been the most. So Belle's eyes go back to normal, and you can now recall that like they were different colors. Now they're back to what they were, and she looks pissed, absolutely furious, like to the point where she can't speak.
Do you feel like I would recognize that?
Oh yeah.
Vin, with his hand on her face, will be like, hey, I know. Come on, let's go.
He is lying. He put curse on my mind.
You can tell me about it.
Yes, and
Tell me
I'm
about
willing
it.
to
In the
admit that as well.
Oi, shut up!
You're willing
Shut your
to admit
fucking
that
mouth!
you were just you were having full control over me? I dare
Good.
you.
Elias is going to
That
again
would
say
explain
good boy, and he's
the
going
magic.
to tap our new friend on the cheek twice.
Roll
Put
for
your hands
initiative.
out.
Oh, I knew it. I was waiting for it.
So let's get Elias right up on the scene here. Hold on, we're going to. Oh boy, hold on. I got everyone here. No, let's get Aurora in there as well.
I like got oddly emotional with like Finn putting his hand on Belle's face.
And let's see. Aetherius. Oh, hold on. I have to roll. He goes first, then Delia, Aetherius, Danix, and Vin. I'm going to put Aetherius first because you were the one who initiated the action. Aetherius, you're up.
Yeah, I'm instructing him to place his arms in front of me, like Skyrim tutorial style, so I can do the reverse and like tie him up.
So, but you go to touch him on the cheek, right?
Right.
He's going to use reflexive grab, which is it's a reaction. Everyone here sees is a tentacle come out of the back of Yados and go and wrap itself around Elias's wrist. Can you give me a fortitude save, please?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 35. Jesus.
It's actually, I rolled it 3 times. It should actually be a 32.
Right, because that's
I know.
so much better.
I know. It's atrocious. Definitely atrocious. So, okay, so you got an 8 on that. He ends up grabbing it, and the tentacle pulls in.
You're going to understand this land, my friend. It doesn't like you. I don't like you. And I will not do what you say.
The tentacle lets go.
Elias is going to spit in this man's face.
His skin begins to peel back. A seam forms from forehead down to chin. It begins to unfold, and the face under it is one of a severely burnt individual. You can smell dead meat and cadaverous tissue. You can smell sulfur just coming off of him. And when you go to spit, he opens his mouth.
Now, welcome to Mütvia.
He pulls back, and you just get that stench, a cloud just drifting off.
I'll see you at the end.
That, Delia, you recognize that voice. It is the same kind of voice that you experienced back in the cottage. From the possessing, you had walked past him. You were seeking out information. It all links. This is the same spirit that is doing that.
Fuck. Okay, and he's already gotten away, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Would he, in the smelling of like the corpse, would this read to him as an undead entity?
No.
Or something a step further than that?
Something outside of that. Something well beyond that. A very living entity. Oh, yeah.
Delia, as he like says that and turns to go, she'll hold her hand out to her side, say, "Let him go."
What do you have in your hand when you do that?
It's empty.
Okay.
Well, no, I'd have my bow.
Bow? Okay. The reason why I asked is because you were looking for information pertaining to, that thing in the cabin. Could this be, and etc. I didn't know if you had the same wards or anything along like those ingredients in hand while you were doing that. I was giving you a Benny. I don't know if you want to take that, but it's up to you.
I see.
I don't know how you want to do that.
Yeah, I think I would have left it all like by the campfire.
That's fair. Okay.
I don't think I would have had anything
I appreciate that. Thank
on
you.
my hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danix.
But yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's just that. Like she tells the group to let him go.
I told you I had that feeling.
That would explain the magic. It was the same from the cabin. The same spirit. He said he'll be at the Abbey, waiting for us. There's no point in chasing him. Not while we are like this. We can't take that on like this.
Furious get up and
We need rest.
in the middle of Delia talking.
Aetherius?
Yeah. Because Elias has left his body. He slipped in the puke, hit his head, and now we've switched places. So now I'm British.
Now
he's going to go into the
would like-
tent with Mercy.
Oh, perfect. I would like everyone, before that action, I would like you to, everyone to roll perception, please. This is going to be with advantage because suspicions are incredibly high at this moment. I'm going to assume that your nerves are kind of all over the place.
Nice.
What'd you get?
25.
Nice. If you have any bonuses, this will be for sense motive.
Oh, we get advantage. That is...
Where's my perception?
Left side.
Oh my gosh. Yep, it's right
Oh,
there.
did I not roll again? Oh, no, those weren't my dice.
Remember, there's one for initiative.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Keep higher. No, it's over.
You also have HUDs on your.
I almost double twos?
I watched that happen.
Which one are you going to keep on?
Okay, let's go around. What did you get? Aetherius, what did you get?
A motherfucking 25.
Nice. Belle?
2 for an 8.
For an 8. Okay. Danix?
21.
Okay. And Delia?
18.
Okay. So for anybody with a 20 or above, you're beginning to understand that certain things were at play. Certain words were planted to begin the division process between you. His way of handling himself in front of Elias was very subtly different than it was for Danix. It was almost instigatory with Elias causing a slightly stronger reaction. He played this group like a fucking fiddle in order to cause division. And the people who recognize that, the sense motive, after like you begin thinking about it, you're like, we've been under his spell this entire damn time.
And the only people that realize that are Danix and Elias.
And Vin. And Vin.
And oh, And Finn.
Belle just had a bad
Great.
feeling, but doesn't
20 or
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you
And
were going off.
Delia's just not even. She's just thinking about how we're gonna do this, how we're gonna get rid of them.
We level up.
Yeah.
In that moment. Oh,
Go ahead, Emma. No, I'm too Midwestern. You.
Okay. That's a problem with Theory, because we're both Midwestern as shit.
We will like derail this stream into a polite off, and it'll just be us thanking.
You know,
each
I'm from
other.
California.
Polite
I'll go
off.
first.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was like, I'm Californian. I'll just jump in and take over. I don't care.
Am I the only fucking New Yorker over here?
Apparently.
All right, shut all you up. Go.
Janix will look at Elias once he makes that realization. His hoof has dug into the dirt with how angry he is. And he looks at Elias and sort of dips his head and goes, I'm sorry for questioning your judgment here. The particular suggestions were extreme, but he played us against each other. And that's not okay.
There is a solemn moment as Elias has his arm in the tent, kind of holding the opening so that he can go in, and he's gonna look back. Don't worry about it. Look, we have had an incredibly stressful 48 however fucking long it's been. He gestures to the recently healed wound, probably more than any of us. Things were said, let's just forget about it. And as he's gonna go in, he pauses before he fully ducks in. And he's gonna say, Denix,
Yes.
I think we'll make a good prince of you yet. And he goes inside the tent.
Oh.
Elias, when you arrive inside the tent next to Mercy, you can smell the sulfur, the cadaver's flesh, and so much more off of her. Her body is still being ridden.
Vinny?
That was actually one of the things Belle was gonna say when talking about this guy, and that he was the same in the cabin, was he's going after Mercy.
Vinny!
Before Vin goes to the tent, he's there with Belle, and he's gonna look to her, and his eyes are like a flame right now, glowing like hers does, kind of. Because fucking his prince was just insulted, Danix was just insulted, and he found out that he struck Belle. And so with his hand still on her face, he's gonna be like, we are going to burn him. And then he's gonna rush to Elias.
Belle just nods her head incessantly.
Hearing Vin approach, Elias kind of preemptively holds open the kind of cloth door to the interior of the tent. And then once the door is closed behind, you see a harried kind of look in his eyes. And I imagine that given the sulfurous smell, that's something that I feel like you'd almost see your hair blow back because of the strength of the stench. So I imagine it would be immediate. So you would walk in seeing Elias with his nose covered with his hand over his mouth, and him pointing to Belle, understanding that like Vin would put 2 and 2 together to understand,
Oh, fuck. What do we ascertain from this? Exactly.
Sure.
Can I do a
So
medicine check?
you can, but there's no, I mean, physically, you don't have to roll dice. I'll just tell it. Physically, she seems weak. You can tell that her muscles are being fed on by her body at an extreme rapid pace. It looks like, what it looks like is advanced starvation. And however, she's not yet at that skeletal stage. She's getting there, and she was gaunt to begin with. So her skin is starting to get a little bit taut around her bones. You can see an unnatural wrinkling beginning to occur as her flesh almost turns like paper-like. She will die. You are certain.
Desperation
Can
is
Belle
what
feel
Vin
this?
would see in Vinny's eyes. It looks like both our problem and solution are both at the Abbey.
I'd say, Belle, in much the same way that you were cut off from yourself, you were like riding passenger to your own body. That's kind of how you feel with Mercy at the moment. Like disconnected, but it's somewhere here. So a slight pain, like something's wrong. It's more, you know what it is? It's gut feeling rather than direct knowledge.
Dahlia has walked over to the other tent where she had put some of her like supplies and stuff. She looks back and calls to Belle. Because, Belle, come help.
She takes a second as she was like trying to feel for Mercy, and then gets up almost with a slight delay and walks over.
I think as Belle walks past Danix, he would sort of stop you and hold back out the dagger. And sort of give her an apologetic look as he says, next time, no one is going to question you. And he holds it back out and hands it back to Belle.
She like bows slightly.
You don't have to do that.
It felt right in the moment.
I know, but please, I know Elias is insisting on acting like a prince, but you are my friends.
And with the last of the relationships resolved that Jaros had tried to sunder apart, each of the effects, whether they were negative
I don't know
or...
that that's true, Steve.
Delia
I think that's
doesn't
false.
know. Delia, nobody told Delia
Elias
what
and Delia are
had
not
happened.
on good terms.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like Elias at least like learned that part of that was the things doing, right? To kind of split open further apart whatever cracks there already were. And so you know that, but nobody's told Delia.
I understand that part has not yet been role-played. I got that. That doesn't change what I need to happen. So with the relationships that he created being dissolved through understanding and compassion, being shown within the scene, regardless of who it is still going to affect the entire group. The bonuses and the negatives that had been applied to your people are no longer. Elias, upon Danix returning the dagger to Belle, and Belle bowing, it is in that mid-bow that you then feel that connection to the land again.
I think inside the tent, the moment that it happened, I think Vin would be able to see it. There'd be like a physicality to it, and Elias would this feeling that he feels in his core. He'd almost like put his hands on his chest to almost be certain, and he just starts hysterically laughing, like hysterically laugh crying at this. I think his psyche is so afraid to go from feeling that connection severed to not knowing if it was going to happen again, to feeling it again. You might think it was the Snickle Fritz from earlier, but I think Vin would probably know him well enough to understand that something significant had just happened, and he's barreled over like belly. You know when you laugh so hard you're not making a sound? He's doing that. He's like laughing really, really bad.
Speaking of it, since moods have lightened or at least turned a little bit odd, what is Delia doing in this moment, fully understanding that she doesn't get it yet?
She is angry, but at herself.
Okay, then we're going to pause the scene for a moment. I'm going to go around the table, and I would like you to give us a snapshot. If someone were to take a picture of your character right now, talking with people, and the feeling and an emotion were to be attached to it, what would it be? So let's go with Aetherius. What do we see, like physically? And what emotion is coming off?
Give me 1 second, Chris. Yeah. I want to do. Preemptively check your DMs, Chris, really quick.
Okay.
I put Chris instead of Vinny. Same thing.
Yeah, so you guys like holding hands?
Yes.
Okay, so I think in the like uproarious laughter and now with tears that are both from laughter and from emotions, we would in this freeze frame see Elias with either hand on Vin's face, and he has reached up and their lips are just barely touching in this moment.
Yay. And Vin?
Yeah, of course. That's exactly what's happening.
Okay.
Vin is both like confused and enthralled. Like
mood. That's like my day-to-day existence right now.
Okay. Belle?
Belle is like holding her dagger in her hand and is going to open the tent door.
Okay, so all right, so you are down here by the fire.
Yes.
And Danix?
I just went to talk and realized I was muted. Danix is parting from everyone, and he has this determined look on his face. Now that it's happened once, it's not going to happen again, and he's starting to put wards around the cave.
And then we come back full circle to Delia. Delia, now that you have an understanding of what people are doing and what emotions are being felt, you start off by saying that you were angry. From this point forward within this scene, I'd love to hear this come out as an actual conversation between your characters. Full on in character words, role play this. Let's bring this. There's so much emotion and so much good shit happening right now. I turn the world over to you. Take it from here.
She wouldn't be talking. She had just told Belle, like she just stalked off for the tent to grab her herbs and her stuff, and she's, you know, uncharacteristically kind of like rough with everything that she's like in her hands. And she tells Belle, like, come help, and then just turns back to do what she was doing without even looking to see if Belle was walking towards her or not. And she is making like her little wraps, and you see her like pull out pieces of her hair. And at this point, she doesn't care if Belle comes or doesn't.
Speaking of, I think Belle would hear what you're saying, and as she would go to go through the door, or through the tent door, instead it closes as she turns and walks away, so she doesn't go inside yet.
Huh.
Because she thinks that whatever Dahlia is asking her to do is going to be what helps Mercy. So she doesn't go inside the tent to see the papas kissing.
I think that for a brief moment, like, first of all, I'll do this in roleplay. It has been so long since I have felt the smallest strand of dopamine. And Elias says this as Vinny and Elias's foreheads are touching and their faces are parted just a little bit. Out of muscle memory, we see Elias unbutton the first button of his shirt, look down, see Mercy kind of like snap to attention, realizing where they are. And he is going to give like a sly smile to Vin. Maybe, and he nods towards the enclosure where Belle was on the outside, and if we can find one of the others to babysit, we can have some adult time. I think it has been incredibly stressful these last 48 hours, and I think it's high time you and I distress a little bit.
Yes. Did you mean because I have
Sex.
never.
Yep.
Okay.
Sex.
Yep.
Elias is going to.
I love how much Steve is enjoying this in the background.
At that, Elias smiles, and he's going to say, well, we need the world to not actively be on fire for at least a few hours. But in the meantime, he's going to again kiss Vin on the cheek. There is this like endorphin rush again. I think that these little moments are so far in between in this fucking country that it's magnified. There is this almost like bliss that accompanies this for him. And with a big, stupid fucking grin, he is going to smile to Vin, turn to fucking leave as if everything is hunky-dory, breathe in some of the sulfur, remember why he went in the tent in the first place, and it's like, oh, yes, that is right.
Yes, and Mercy's unconscious body is still there, rotting. Yes.
We're just like
but
making
also-
out next to Mercy.
For the flavor of that,
He
with
would have
Vin's-
loved it.
With Vin's connection, like with his element being fire, can the campfire outside just be fucking booming because of Vin's emotion?
That is so cute. Love it.
That
So
kind of-
cute.
Those kinds of effects will absolutely occur in time as your characters discover more and more attachment to your individual elements. But yeah, we could say for purposes of drama that you got a good blaze going on right now. It's quite hot.
Yes, it is.
Elias is going to look at Vin impressed, and then again shake his head like, not the time, not the place, and then I think we need to, coming back down to reality, I think we might need to gather the group, and I think we might need to head to the Abbey sooner than we had planned.
Elias, as
Yes.
soon as you say that, and Vin, I'm assuming that you're like standing up or adjusting or something, your knees are weak, you are dehydrated, you're
we
hungry.
have to rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was actually going to say, I was going to kneel. I'm going to kneel beside Mercy, and just going off of the wording of stabilize, can I put my hand on her? And the wording is life energy shuts death's door. Can I like use that to kind of feel like how close she is?
Ooh, I could make my curse worse, but I don't know if I'm ready to go there yet. I just thought about that.
Ooh. You are conducting a physical action and attempting to imbue it with a little bit of like meta magic, it seems. A little bit
yeah,
of
that's-
like folk magic.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say that you are not certain how severe, but no, I'm going to withdraw that.
Okay.
You understand that mercy will expire within the next 24 hours.
Okay.
And
At that,
yep, that's it. Go ahead.
she does not have much time.
Can I
At all.
add to that? I think with how intensive and how intertwined Belle and Mercy are, if Mercy dies, so does Belle.
How do we know that? How do we know this?
Not yet, but I want it out there.
Okay.
That if that does happen, Belle will also die. That's mainly for the GM to know.
Well, yeah, no. What I'm trying to do is trying to keep a tense moment tense. So let's get the in character stuff going.
Yeah, with his hand on her, he's going to be like, she does not have much time. We have to rest, but we have to coordinate. We have to move quickly.
How much time do you think she has?
Maybe a day.
A day? Okay.
So you know the Abbey is about several hours away. A full rest during the day will take 8 hours. So you figure it is ultimately about 10 of the 24. So the remaining 14 preparation travel. You should be able to, whatever it is, the answer apparently lies in the Abbey somewhere.
We cannot move in our condition now. But we have to move as soon as possible.
Elias at the cannot move in the condition. You see him attempt to stand up. He is going to miss the nearest surface or whatever he was reaching for, and in his weakness kind of stumble a little bit, and he's going to fall kind of into Vin's lap. You may have a point. Okay, well, what do we do? I mean, I think any gestures like again, parent energy, like I think we should probably tell them the only thing that I'm worried about is telling. Because I don't know how she's going to react, and she hasn't exactly been a bastion of predictability today.
Ah, yes. I think she knows.
He looks over his shoulder. How?
There is a connection there that we just cannot see.
I think Mercy did sing to Belle when they were both underground. Those two, it's always infinitely more questions than answers. Okay. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable hiding it from her anyways. And he's gonna gesture like, should I call them?
Yes.
Oi, you lot!
Belle and Delia were just like gathering stuff. Would they have spoken at all?
Yes. So when she realized that, she doesn't realize you're there until you literally come up next to her. And again, that is so uncharacteristic of her because if she has good hearing, she's clearly distracted and very engrossed in whatever she's doing.
Do you have something in your ears that you cannot hear?
Oh, well, you're here.
Yes.
Here, help me wrap these. And she hands you some of like the bundles, and what looks like thread, and if you look closer you realize it's some of her hair that she clearly just like pulled out.
Emergency! Please hurry! My God!
And at that she looks over, she sees that Danix is still outside, and she tells him, "This is important too. Can you check if anybody's actually dying? If not, we'll be there in a minute." And then turns back to Belle, and they together, quickly make enough bundles for everyone, and she is telling Belle what each herb is. In her head, what's going on right now is she just goes like, "You should know this. You should know all of this. And I should have been teaching you more."
It's literally been a day.
Yes. And she's, trying to instruct you. And in her head, she feels like she isn't doing enough. Like the Vrojiti said, you are going to hold these people together, and you're going to be the one that gets them to where they need to go. And after everything that's happened, she feels like a failure, and she's angry at herself, and she's trying to like do as much as she thinks she can do right now. And, you know, she's teaching Belle, who seems to have an aptitude for herbs, as well. And, you know, it helps them make them faster. And when they're done, they will walk over to the tent as well, where Elias was calling.
You do. I don't know what Belle's doing.
Belle lags behind just slightly because she's gonna pick as many flowers as she can to bring to Mercy to have her absorb the life from.
In that small exchange between Delia and Danix, can Danix do a sense motive just to get an idea of where Delia's head's at? See how much he can glean based off of likely a shortness that he's not used to.
You don't need to. You can get that just through the roleplay. You don't need to roll a sense motive for that.
I think as he approaches the tent, he takes a look back at Delia and just kind of calls out before he enters and says, Delia, let's talk after this emergency is handled. And he ducks into the tent. Looks at Elias and Vin. What's wrong?
I think you'd see Elias and Vin on either side of Mercy, and with his hand still kind of like covering. I'm gonna say he's brought his like the handkerchief with his little family crest out at this point. He, as you asked that, she's gotten so much worse. Look at her. Look how much she has declined in just the short hours that we've been here. And he gestures at her desecration, and I'm gonna guess that there's like a shoulder blade that is particularly the bone is coming through, and he's going to like kind of tap it. She, looking at Vin, I don't think she has that long.
She does not.
Belle walks in and seeing and kind of understanding the vibe of the room, doesn't react as big as Elias probably would have suspected. She instead takes the flowers that she gathered, places them, actually just holds them, lays down next to Mercy with her hand on top of the flowers, which are on top of Mercy's chest. And she just lies down next to her.
I'm gonna exchange a confused look between Vin and a peek an eyebrow over at Danix. Maybe we allow them to rest?
What, as in, let them pass on?
No, what? No!
That is the only thing I can think of that he would be insinuating with that sentence. And the answer is no.
Well, I meant sleep, rest, sleep. He gestures to the two of them laying down. I think we all are more than knackered from everything that we have been through. I think we cannot travel to the Abbey like this. So, no, I'm not saying we should kill Mercy and Belle. I'm saying that we should allow them to get some rest while the rest of us do the exact same. And out of the eye shot of the group, the camera would see Elias kind of put his index finger on Vin's pinky at this, behind where it would be immediately visible. I think we could all use a little bit of rest.
Yeah, so that Delia walks in and she just gives everybody a bundle. Says, "Here, put this in your pockets, at least." She sees
her hands almost like a kid hiding underneath a blanket and stretches their arm out for the snack to bring it underneath. She kind of does that, but lifts her arm up, grabs whatever you give her, and then she'll bring it back down.
"Here, Belle, take another and put it in Mercy's hand."
And she does.
We're here. She looks at Elias. because he had called everybody. And
Elias would have accepted the thing from Delia without looking at her and just kind of seamlessly like put it in his pocket. And when Delia says we're here to the room, he, without breaking eye contact with Mercy and Belle, is going to say, "For now." And he looks over to Vin, who made this diagnosis. And Vin, you would get non-verbally, he's communicating, you should tell her.
Yeah, I think that from looking, you can tell that she does not have much time. But also from feeling, it's not more than a day, probably.
Before Belle reacts to this, I have a question. If, so I know that their connection is like super weak and almost non-existent, but with what connection that there still can be, or could be, could Belle sacrifice some of her health points to give Mercy a few extra hours?
That requires a level of connection which you haven't yet perfected, but
Okay.
it's noted that you're on that path.
Okay. So she'll try, but it's not working. She won't respond to anything that they say about Mercy, but if you look closely, Belle sheds a few tears.
yeah, Dahlia, because the last thing she did was to give Belle the bundles. She would have been looking at Belle, and she says, "Don't worry, I'll do everything I can to keep her alive. Hence, why I brought these." And she kneels down, sees that you brought flowers, and goes, "That's a good idea. Here, may I?" And she asks if she can grab them real quick.
She doesn't speak, but she will move her hand.
She takes the bundle of flowers, plucks another one of her hairs, and as she's wrapping these flowers, you hear her like muttering something in a language you don't understand. When she's done, she places them back on Mercy. And I will use my root to life feat as well.
Oh, okay.
She goes, "I promise." She stands up.
Vinny, can I have a word? Elias says, he leans in next to you, to Vin too. And he's going to hold open the tent for Vin to get up and walk for him. And I think you would see that there has been a tonal shift in just that small amount of time. There is one option we have as an insurance policy to make sure that Mercy makes it, at least until we can get to the Abbey.
When you say Mercy's name, Elias, your eyes kind of glance down at her body. And soon after Delia put this satchel of herbs, various plants, spider lily, pennyroyal, etc., next to Mercy's body, and intoned something, there was nothing magical felt in the air. But Mercy's eyes have calmed, and her muscles are no longer seizing as much.
On second thought, I think there would be this intensity and the body language and nonverbals here, and like I think you would pick up, Chris, that this is Elias. It was pursuing like a worst case scenario, absolute like worst case option, which would have carried some like long-term consequences.
With that, and with noticing that, Vin's going to put his hand on Elias's face and go, "I think that you and Delia need to talk."
You see a stage eye roll. Takes forever to get to the other side. Having like known that they were like played against each other, Elias's pettiness just as like a prince, and I think in particular like he had harsh words with like Danix, or there was like some tension there, but Danix didn't pick his one singular insecurity and jab it with a finger, like a wound. And so he looks back after that suggestion. Well, what?
Just to bring everything back together. There is still loose thread. And you can fix that. The two of you.
You see, almost like a juvenile kind of like, oh, fine. You owe me.
Elias, you can feel your eyelids growing heavier as well.
It may be better for everyone if we have this conversation after I'm barely holding on to consciousness here. You see him kind of do like where somebody almost falls asleep and kind of wakes himself.
Yeah.
So perhaps we rest, and at the we rest, he's going to grab Vin's shirt and kind of like pull himself closer. Perhaps we rest for the evening. We wake up recharged, and then I have a lovely conversation with Delia, wherein we solve all of our problems.
Yes, you and Delia can ready the wagon together.
Okay. Let's take it easy. We have not gone from zero to manual labor. Remember who you're talking to, he's gonna say, and he's gonna give like a playful punch to Vin. All right, I think that's it. Janix,
Yes.
can you come out here for a second?
Danik sort of pokes his head out of the tent, the rest of the centaur body slowly following after as he climbs his way out of this tiny thing that's meant for people and not him.
The tent is just mostly Danix.
Yeah.
We're all like just like maneuvered around, like trying to. I don't know, and I imagine Emma. You tell me, is Danix like visibly tired at this point?
I think he has the same level of fatigue as everyone else, but he seems, as I said before, he's got this sort of determination on his face that nothing is going to happen to anybody else tonight.
Oh, it's this morning. It's
Today.
Yeah.
Same difference to him. They stayed up all night.
Time is a soup.
Time is a weird soup.
All right. That works.
And he looks through sort of heavy eyelids at Elias. What's, is there something else we needed to discuss?
Yes. You'd see like a little bit of a frown as Elias picks up on some of that self-determinism that you were describing. And you would see a look of pride in Elias in seeing Danix kind of, he's not going to verbalize it right now, but you might be able to intuit that from the way that he is looking at you. Well, Your Majesty, I think we need to rest before he doesn't even, like, he does not, like, react to Danix's reaction to Your Majesty. I think we all need to rest. I saw you going around the camp earlier. Have you placed protections in place?
I have put down words, but I'm going to confer with Delia to make sure there's nothing else that we need to do before rest is had.
Okay, sounds good. I think Vinny and I need to have a conversation in the separate tents. So we're gonna go talk about a few things, if that's all right with you. If you need us, let us know. And then kind of like to the group, because he's fucking out of it. So he's talking just to Ben and Danix, but he like thinks for whatever reason he's talking to. Is everybody all right with that? All right. And he is forcefully, you would get like one sharp pull then towards like Elias as he like drags you by the hand to the second tent, where I think on the outside, after like a few moments, the camera would see the lights wouldn't go out, but enough candles would be extinguished so that the overall light level has dimmed just a little bit. and you hear the sounds of people attempting to be stealthy or quiet.
There you go.
Danix is going to turn immediately away from the tent and move to find Delia.
Yeah, I would have still been inside with Belle and Mercy.
He sort of pokes his head back into the tent, not wanting to take up more space. It looks like Elias and Vin are going to sleep. I've placed wards around the camp. Is there anything else we need to do to make sure that everyone can sleep? Because I don't know if I can stay up much longer to watch.
I can take the first watch, then I'll check the wards while I'm at it. It's okay.
Okay.
Rest.
You hear uproarious laughter from that's brief and kind of pierces the silence, and then you can tell it is hushing.
Are you doing all right?
Yes, I'm okay. Yeah, sleep. I'll take first watch.
Okay.
Don't worry.
And next time he won't play us like that again.
She looks at you very confused.
He kind of pauses once he sees the confused look. All of that division. He was acting different towards all of us. He knew how to push our buttons, and he did it well. We can't make that mistake again.
Yeah. We can't afford to make any mistakes.
Of course. I don't know if there'll be a chance for me to find a weapon before we reach the Abbey. But if there is, we should take it.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Make sure you wake me up. You need sleep too.
Thank you. I'll wake you. Now rest.
He nods and goes to say goodnight to Belle. Is Belle already asleep? Okay. And at that,
Pass the fuck out.
he'll close his mouth and sort of smile sadly at the two of them, and then exit the tent and go find his own place to lay down and rest.
Okay. We're going to assume then that a long rest is had. Delia, can you give me a fortitude save?
Yeah, okay, so we split up the watch, right? Me and Danix. Because the others didn't even bother with... I mean, Belle just passed out, so I'm not blaming her, but she is kind of miffed at the other two for not even bothering.
Going to try to wake up for a watch.
Where is 4?
24. Fantastic. You managed to stay awake during your watch, and you hand it over to Danix. Danix, give me a fortitude save.
Yeah, she stays awake out of pure spite.
Unfortunately,
Do we have a hero point?
Danix,
Danix, I think you should have one. I don't think you've used one yet.
I don't think you have either.
Not this session, no.
Oof,
Let's not have a natural one, please.
Hey!
That's much better. That's a 24
That's more
as well.
like it.
yeah, despite your body's wishes, you do manage to stay awake, and the day passes quite well. With Yaros leaving, you didn't really understand. It's kind of like a toxic relationship. Until you're out of it, you don't always understand that it was toxic. Instead, you try to rationalize why you should stay here. That's the kind of evil that you've encountered. Alleviated of that, everyone sleeps extremely well and hard. It's only several hours to the Abbey at this point. If you're going to make it, hopefully you'll be able to do so before nightfall. Too much, and find out what it is that could be potentially holding Mercy in check.
I think that Vin would have been up as soon as he was rested, and probably started preparing everything while everyone else was still asleep. Awesome.
Elias wakes up when Vin wakes up. casts a look at him and then pulls the covers over his head as Vin goes outside.
Danix will nod at you, having taken the second watch as you start packing things up, and still keeping an eye on the forest, would probably step in to help you every once in a while when he was sure there was nothing there.
Elias, smelling bacon or whatever has been cooked, assumedly from, is going to peek his head out of the tent.
I think Vin would have done like a hastened breakfast. So every he was like pulling food out of his bag and probably heating it with prestidigitation, so it was
Nice.
quickly magically cooked.
Cool. That's cool.
Belle doesn't come out. She stays with Mercy.
Vin is in kind of a rush to get going. So
Elias is going to nod to Danix as he kind of sits close to the fire. He looks around in the group in this like brief kind of moment before they like start packing up. There is like a cursory look, I think, between Elias and Delia, and I think their eyes meet. There's like a beat of uncomfortableness, at least on Elias's part, and he kind of he looks away and shuffles a little bit as he casts casts a look over his shoulder to see how Vin is doing, and he's praying.
as you look over at Vin is going to be like, "Oh, the wagon still needs to be prepared. Look at the empty wagon right now."
Wow.
Delia.
That'll probably be when Belle does get up and helps pack the tent and move Mercy. But she completely just leaves you guys to your own.
Delia, I could use your help with the cart if you're available.
I will be right there. You see that she has like a weird. She has something in her hand, and she walks up to Danix. Do you still have the weapon you were using?
The axe?
The club?
Yes. And he sort of digs into his pack and pulls out the ruined axe that he was keeping for sentimental purposes.
Okay. It's not your axe. I have something you can use. You could probably use Mercy's weapon for now. I do recall Mercy had taken, was it a Morning Star? It was something crazy like that.
She took something, yeah. She took it in that episode where it was just Delia.
I'm just trying to remember what the weapon was.
I think she grabbed a mace, didn't she?
Mace. It was either a mace or a Morning Star.
It's a Morning
It was
Star.
something round and
Morning
square.
Star.
Aaron feels like a Morning Star.
It's a
Yeah.
Morning Star.
And she hands it to Denix. I'm sure she wouldn't be opposed to you using it to, keep her safe. So for now, this will have to do. But here, she hands you a, because I have the improvised tool feat as well. So I can, if I have the stuff to do it, I can it gives me a little list of basic things I can do. So I give you a torch. And then I hand you what looks like a little crystal. It looks just like a shiny rock, but there's stuff carved into it. I took the feat, where the fuck is it? Talisman Esoterica. So I can make 2 little talismans and imbue them with folk magic, and they're single use. It's an item that you use and it goes away, and I can only make 2. And so I carved some runes into a very shiny stone, and they don't look like the runes that you've seen, because I've taught you the protection runes. If you've used those right on the house. These are sharp and pointy, jagged looking runes. It's a potency crystal, so it's a consumable talisman. And so I hand it to you, and I give you some string, like tie it to the weapon. When you feel like you need to make a killing blow, just concentrate. And it will help. But I believe it can only be used once. I'm not.
Correct.
It's all I could do. And this time.
I think the moment she says that's all I could do, Danix will sort of put a hand on her shoulder and say, that is plenty. Thank you. And
She just nods and just shuffles away. Belle. I'm assuming Belle is like stuffing her face or something.
Oh no, she hasn't eaten anything. She's helping with whatever Mercy's doing or needing and helping pack the tent.
We can assume, in order to advance the time, that packing is done and you guys are ready to hit the trail whenever you wish.
Okay. She'll head over to Belle. I realize that she hasn't eaten anything. But like, have you had a bite to eat?
No, I decided to sleep it.
Here, I'm sure Vin has cooked something. Give me a second. She'll go out, grab something, come back in. Yeah, so you just see her rush out, rush back into the tent. She hands you the food. She goes, eat. If you're going to protect her, you need to be strong. You need to eat. And while she's, hopefully eating, she...
Don't make a compelling argument. And she starts eating.
She shows you like a stone as well, but this one's white. It's a white stone with runes carved onto it, and what looks like an angel, something winged and white and pure, and it looks like it's crying. She hands it to you. I know, but it will hopefully aid us. I know you want to save. You don't want anybody to get hurt. You don't want her to get hurt. This will help you. It's a crying angel pendant, so it's another consumable talisman. When you activate it and you attempt to administer first aid to somebody, you get a +1 to your medicine check.
And that was given
if you
to
succeed,
who?
To Belle.
Okay, sweet.
If you succeed in stabilizing someone that has gone down with the pendant, they gain 1 hit point instead of just stabilizing. But again, it's a one-time consumable thing.
Oh, thank you. I have a feeling this will be useful.
I'm hoping it is.
I'm going to say that Elias, having been waiting for Delia to pack the cart this whole time, has packed the cart himself, which has never happened, which is like unprecedented. And he is like sulking his way.
I got everything ready to just be put on the cart.
So then Elias comes along and says,
Elias just put the things on the cart.
fucking trusty, fucking commoner,
Fuck everybody. But yeah,
he comes
she
back to
walks
Vin
out.
and is like, I tried.
Yeah, she walks out and was gonna walk towards the cart and realizes that it has already been packed.
Oh, look, your opportunity.
She says,
Elias is just throwing daggers at Vin right now. I just packed that
I was gonna...
myself.
She looks genuinely surprised.
Elias is like, yeah.
she has like a...
Me too.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Have you eaten anything? She asks Elias.
No.
Then here, I'll finish up. Please, eat. We have to go. As soon as we can.
I mean, this was mostly cosmetic. I think Vin did a lot of the heavy lifting. I'm mad that I had to do anything. There may be a thing or two left to throw on the cart, but okay. Elias is gonna go grab his breakfast, realizes that he didn't completely finish the joint of Snicklefritz, has this victory moment, is gonna put his breakfast down, and is going to wake and bake before finishing.
Of course he is.
We must move. I imagine you and Delia, you're going to talk on the road, yes? Yes, with that, before he even waits for his response. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you for that very clear designation of what the party's doing. So, travel on the road is fairly hasty. There's this sense of, it's hanging in the air. You understand that Mercy, while comfortable at the moment, thanks to Delia's treatment, which, by the way, most likely needs to be refreshed, her time on this planet hasn't elongated at all. Dappled sunlight comes down, what little remains of the sun, by the time that you arrive at a very familiar place. The Abbey looms over the canopy of trees in the distance, and you can already feel that. Danix, you in particular remember quick little flashes of moments when you saw the sign of Jelliva Abbey. You remembered that this place was corrupted. You understood that something was going on here that needed to be stopped, and that was the last thing you remembered. You cross over the threshold, and the next thing you had were these people, including Mercy, conscious at the time, standing around you. During that time, however, Danix, there were certain little flashes that you got as your own psyche was trying to fight whatever was inhabiting your body at the time. And you got this picture of a stone coffin, and also stairs and torches and people in like white habits akin to what we would call like a nun's garment. And you remember something about an underground. And it's painful initially, but you process it, then you let it go, but it remains as a haunting memory.
I think as they're traveling, he would make an active point to share all of that information with the group, just everything that he saw when he entered the Abbey, and say, I don't know what waits for us, especially with our situation in the woods. Adding a hidden detail.
When she describes the people that she got a flashes of, would I be able to make either an occultism or religion check to see if it's anything that I've heard of before?
Do you have
like
cult
the colors
lore?
they were wearing? Do I have cult lore? No.
Yeah, you can absolutely make a religion check. Anybody can. Excuse me.
In good news, I can see the Abbey on my map now.
God damn it.
Yay, good.
So something to do with that particular place, I guess.
Okay.
I think it's the map, maybe, yeah. Yeah, I did shit.
What'd you get?
So not me. I got an 8.
It's not enough information for you to be able to piece it together.
This is a religion check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Janix and Elias both got 15.
You are concentrating on the road now. You've been, being the driver of this, I'm assuming. So, yeah, you're like,
That's what it is.
that's a tree, that's a rock, this is a road. I stay here.
I think this was the way. This seems like the right way. Yes, this is where we're
Yeah, you're taking it down there while.
There's a kitty.
Sorry? Oh, hey.
There's a kitty.
You're concentrating on that while Danix is describing. Who got Elias? You got a 15. None of you know. There was not. You seem to remember something about a dagger, but that could have been from last night. Danix? It's like the image of a dagger and blood kind of stands out in your head, but it's not enough. Either way, enough time passes, and the trees finally give way to the pressure that is the Abbey. There's a threshold, a creaking iron gate laying down to one side, left just as you had remembered it. And ahead of you, you can see the large stone walls dilapidated, no ceilings here. The small buildings on the left side of it from your vantage point. Take it from here.
That fucker is in here.
I know it's not ideal, but I don't want to take Mercy in there across the threshold with her while he's still alive.
Nor do I. I think that's a good idea, actually.
Then
Here, before we go, and she goes over to Mercy and is gonna do the murmuring again and do another route to life, and she's gonna look at Belle, who I'm assuming is sitting next to her, say, we are going to keep her alive. I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure she lives, that all of us live.
So will I.
Belle, you've been searching for a connection with Mercy now for, I'd say, at least the past 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You've not found it till now. When arriving close to the Abbey, you feel that connection again. But the connection is not within Mercy's body. It is within something within the Abbey.
Now, we know that
Wait,
when Danix was here,
I
there was... Yes?
You okay, Belle?
Do you feel something?
do. It's inside the Abbey.
Exasperated sigh from Elias. Under his breath, of course it is.
As
Add something.
of all of the images that Danix got, and this might just be Emma remembering something, so I'm trying to separate my knowledge from character knowledge.
I appreciate that.
There was something said about... Does Danix know what's in that coffin? Because Emma knows what's in that coffin, but does Danix?
I think you can take some of that information in game.
Okay. He kind of has a moment where he pauses when you say that, and it sort of clicks in his head, Belle, as he turns to you, and he goes, when I was possessed, it was like the soul was ripped from my body and placed elsewhere. There's that coffin that I mentioned. I think it has other souls in it. We need to find it.
I didn't
that
know
what you
Mercy
feel,
had
Bill?
a soul.
Well, maybe the coffin is what Belle is being attracted to.
Where
That
do
could also be it.
where do you feel it?
Can Belle somehow pinpoint where it's coming from other than just a general area of it's in there?
Give me a perception check.
Yes. I was hoping you would say that.
Steve, this is a teaching learning moment for me.
What do you got?
I want to assess kind of the magical or arcane like reality of this place. The first time we were here, I was sending zombies at Danix and making friends after and all that. Now that, while it's still urgent, there is this kind of moment of there's this pause wherein I just like him to do a cursory kind of look throughout the Abbey to see if anything either arcane or supernatural sticks out to him.
You can cast Detect Magic to do that.
That would be a 24 for me as well.
You're feeling a pull to the north of the Abbey. Keep in mind where your characters are on the map, right here, is to the west. The north is up top somewhere.
She just points in that general direction. Is this feeling like over there?
I can cast, not detect magic, but read aura. And it has to be on an object. Is the Abbey an object by Pathfinder rules?
There's a range and a, and an area, but I mean, it's an object. So the Abbey itself isn't, it would be like a stone on the Abbey.
Is there anything within my vision that looks like it bears any kind of significance within the Abbey from the time before it was all
That's a
dilapidated?
really good question. So there was a stone sign just on the outside of the gate, a stone sign laying down, where it says Chelava Abbey in the old language. Within this, someone's moving something right next to their microphone. It stopped. It may have been on. There's nothing tremendously significant, which kind of actually gives you a little bit of a clue. It looks like this place has been stripped of any mention of its prior purpose.
Denix,
Yes.
you once told us that your god sent you here to cleanse this Abbey. I think Scythia, right?
That is correct.
Elias cast a cursory glance around, and this was a place of worship for Scythia.
This was her temple originally, yes.
It's fascinating that you can't tell that by looking. It's almost as like someone has picked the bones of this place. Above table, Steve, is there any reference to Scythia in this building? In this
Everything
Abbey?
here has been removed. So no.
Don't you find that odd?
Given that immediately upon entering the place, I was able to be possessed in the first place. I don't think that would have been possible if her presence was still here.
Before we go any further, can someone tell me where exactly you are in relation to where you all initially met Danix, which would be in this area here? Like, I don't want to say that, yeah, your PC's entered. No, are you back at the gate, or?
I think we were still at the gate, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We're
haven't
kind of, like,
stepped foot
squaring up
on the
before we go
actual
in.
Abbey, yeah.
cool. All right, not a problem. Then you're at the gate.
Yeah, you could be forgiven for having a lot in and on your mind at the time. But now, and Elias realizes that he's never seen this in any house of worship. The bones picked this clean. It's like this goes further than just banditry. It's like every mention, every trace of Scythia appears to be removed from this place. Can you think of any reason someone might do that? Is there any scripture that might give us some insights into? He gestures to the Abbey. All of this.
She certainly has enemies. among
It
the
just seems like somebody else has taken this place for themselves. They wouldn't have been able to do that had there been anything, if the god is left in here.
It's like she has
Feed
enemies.
that old man.
Hold on, gang. Danix, you said that Scythia has enemies that you know of specifically.
Well, within the Pantheon, of course, there was... Well, she detests arcane magic. And mainly because her expression of life was corrupted in order to create it. There was, well, thinking about it, there was the first murder, which I cannot remember off the top of my head which being brought it about, but there are others who worship those who brought about the first murder. They would not appreciate it.
Elias is pacing as you're talking, as you're saying that. It's not like a far wide pace, but he's kind of like deeply reflective in thought. And you see him combing through his brain. He's clearly focused on something. In his time as Prince, Elias's capacity to heal and his connection to ether and the life force led to him being mistaken to a disciple of Cythlia more than a few times during his time in his domain. And he's racking his brain, trying to think if there's any factoid or piece of history or any nugget of trivia banging around his big old head that might be of use here and that might illuminate what we are walking into or who we can expect.
What Danix just said seems to ring a bell. There is lore concerning this. Those that were around at the time of the first murder witnessed horrific changes in the world, not only geologically, but also in their fellow people, animals themselves. The blood that was released from the demigod that was killed in the first murder, that new energy called Arcana corrupted and mutated so many. But at the end of it all, there were two new deities, I should say, two new facets of an older deity that had appeared. This was the moment when biological death was now possible. Prior to that, I can get into it, but what it really comes down to is that natural death was now a thing. The life-death cycle and the one who oversees it, and then the one who introduces death to life through jealousy and greed and selfishness. That one is known as Feyn.
Learning about the lore was actually the first stream I ever watched.
Then
you know that. Lore.
Yeah.
How do you spell the name?
Fayan.
I just found my notes and that name, and I was like, damn it, of course I didn't remember.
That's it right there. In fact, let's see, I believe this command will still work.
Yep. He was there's Slenderiel, right?
Slin, yeah. The one who took the one who supposedly committed the first murder.
Yeah.
According to lore, it was a Slin who had done it, which is the feel or this world's version of elves of the moon, the element of moon. Which is not to say that they all live in shadow. No. It's knowledge which is hidden. It must be worked for. They have an appreciation for that kind of a thing, culturally speaking.
Let's, and he's saying this to the group, reflect a bit about the series of bizarre circumstances and, more importantly, coincidences that brought this little group together, right? A third of us were underground, were dead for all intents and purposes. A week ago, how long has it been, Steve, above table?
That you've been here?
That we all met each other
4 days ago?
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. We're just trauma bonded. That's why we're all so close. We just survived the fucking plane crash together.
Yeah, it's only been 4 days, dude.
So, in 4 days, I am reunited with the one person that would keep me in this country. Two people, one of which has been under the ground for 2 centuries, are inexplicably connected, both of them, to death. The opposing force and I don't think Elias has shared that he is cursed. I don't think he's that he's ever had to discuss where his magic, so I won't do it in the role play.
With all due respect, Belle, Mercy is dying.
Sorry, there's fireworks going off like crazy right outside my house.
No worries.
Ugh. Bella's dying, or yes.
There is time. Time is simply not on your side now.
So Elias is gonna wrap up what he was saying. A thought for another time.
Yes, time is nearly out.
Yes.
And I have a feeling it will be more than mercy we lose.
Then let's get looking.
We have to be careful. There could be traps the same way that they have magic of the mind to control, the same way Danix, how we met him. Remember? We have to be very careful. She looks at Vin. She's like, we can take turns looking for magic so we don't tire ourselves out.
That is a good idea.
And she will cast the first detect magic as they're walking up to the door.
Sure. You do it. You're not picking up on any specific magical effect other than anything such as the talismans which you've handed out.
Okay.
One foot at the top of the stairs and the other foot on the one right below it. Elias kind of pauses and looks back to Delia. Do you have any folklore that might prevent us all getting Danixed? Any kind of... He nods to Danix a little bit. This like, sorry for turning your name into a verb, but I don't know how else to describe it. But are there any preventative measures that we could be taking? Any rituals or wards that might prevent history from repeating itself?
Danix was taken by surprise. We are coming here willingly. If it is magic of the mind, all you can do is hope you're strong enough to withstand it. And Danix was alone. We're not coming one by one. We're not alone. So, besides that, unfortunately, I don't think there's much I can do. Me and Vin will look for traps.
And as we're walking forward, I will cast the next detect magic.
Likewise, nothing here that seems to be alarming you of its presence. You understand that there's magic in the party. And so it goes on. All of you, eyes open, ears open. And it's that preternatural muscle in your ears that kind of pulled them back as if to widen the ear canal a little so more sound can get in there as your nostrils flare just a little bit to get those additional scents. You know you are being watched. The hairs, again, just as they have in the past, now standing up at the back of your neck, and you can feel that chill just right up your spine. You can feel like even leg hairs like standing on end at this point. You arrive.
There is something here. Just stay close to each other.
Indeed. When Delia says that, it's well known. What is here has been here for a while. Danix, how long has it been, if you recall, since Sithlia's presence was known here?
I think from what he's heard, at least decades, if not hundreds of years.
Yeah, it was centuries. We're looking at like close to 200, 300 years ago. And that has remained dormant except for about like the past 6 years or so. I believe it's 6 years. When you come in, you understand again that you are being watched. I see now that you guys are actually you're in the mess. This is awesome. Danik.
No, it's not.
No, it's all awesome. Belle, you're with them. You are still getting that pull a little bit further to the north. You can be the guide from here on out.
Question 2. Did we decide how we're transporting Mercy, or if she's being carried, or...
It's not been
Danix can carry her.
Okay.
I thought we agreed that she was not gonna come in here until we got rid of the thing.
True.
Well,
Yeah,
above
you may
table,
want that.
if Mercy's inside... Okay, So, Bell above table, Bell feels Mercy, but not Mercy inside the desecrated corpse body that we've been carrying around, but with something inside the bowels of this building. Okay.
Who is staying with Mercy? Mercy cannot come inside.
I mean, that was just like Delia's opinion. Like, I don't know if anybody else said anything about bringing
I
her
agree
along.
with that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I kind of think we should tie her to Danix, like I discussed a couple episodes ago. Like, just like we put her unconscious body like on top of him. I'm thinking that like if her body or if her soul is restored to her body, she's gonna wake up here alone, bony as all hell, and very, very confused.
Belle would either want somebody to stay with the body, or she wouldn't go in at all.
If what you say is true, and it is like her mind or her soul that is down there, once we release it, it will find her body. And she will wake up. At least we could bring her along, but tying her to Danix would mean Danix wouldn't be able to fight.
I think keeping her on my back would only, if it were necessary for me to defend us, put her in more danger. If we keep the wagon far enough away, then we can make sure she is safe.
Elias is preoccupied and not thinking about this in this moment. There's something on his mind graver than the current stakes. And so you see him relatively kind of disengaged and with that furrowed brow and unfocused middle distance stare as he is listening in part to what is being said.
Could I get a quick TLDR? My internet just like freaked out for a second.
What do you got?
We were all essentially saying that to Belle that putting Mercy on my back would only create more danger for her and for us, since I wouldn't be able to fight.
Look, either somebody stays with Mercy or I stay with and I don't go inside.
I think with these stakes,
I'm not leaving her alone.
we need all of us.
I will, and Danix looks to Delia. We will put wards on the cart.
No.
If we move it far enough away, she will be safe.
I mean, I guess I'm just trying to understand, Danix, couldn't you just simply take her off your back? Should we engage in combat? I mean, she looks already dead. I doubt whatever in there that is going to try to kill us is going to go for the corpse first, unless it's the thing that is inside Mercy, in which that logic is backwards. It would not.
If there are any traps in here, she'd be with us, unable to get out of the way.
And
Mercy's body, you can see that some of the muscles have contracted to the point of like a rigor mortis like state.
You decide right now. We take her in or I stay out.
Danix is
We
gonna
can't bring her in.
I'll go
Then
with the
I stay out
consensus.
or one of us stays out.
Now you realize that you have a connection to her location in this place. If you stay out, they may never find her.
We need you to feel it out, to tell us where it is. We'll move
Then I make a
faster
decision.
without.
And Vince stays with Mercy.
I will not stay behind with the group. But if this is going to be the way it is, and Vin is going to throw Mercy over his shoulders.
And then Belle will start heading into the direction that she's being pulled, which is north.
It is. I'm going to move your figure a little bit in the direction that you feel that you must go on the boundary map. You good with that?
Yes.
Okay, so let me switch on over. So here she is. That's the direction.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna stay right there so we can keep detecting magic.
Yeah.
Keep
So
detecting that.
yeah, you're going out
magic.
like 30 feet, and let's see here. Let's bring this in. You're not picking up on anything here. You're casting it like every 6 seconds or what have you. Nothing so far. And then one of you catches the glimpse of white moving in between walls in the distance.
There is
Did you see
something
that?
here. Yes.
Well, I'm carrying
Me
mercy.
too.
Someone needs to check it out.
Danix clutches the morning star.
Okay.
Bell goes.
We
Taking a
can.
look.
Elias is going to walk on the
Attempt
left
to-
side of Danix.
By the way, all players, you can zoom out on the map and get the full extent of what your character can see. Or cannot, excuse me.
Yes.
Stay
is
behind
it,
me.
is it this thing
I
here,
will-
Steve?
What's that?
There's something like
yeah,
in
it's the white
northeastern
thing on the map.
quadrant?
Yeah. Yep.
Can I squint at it? See if I can make out a shape?
What you see is what you see.
And that's
Here,
where
stay
Bell
behind
needs
me.
to go.
I will go a little bit ahead. See if what it is. See if it's any danger to us. Do we all hear that?
Oh, yeah.
We certainly
Boy,
did.
if
Maybe we
people had
saved her.
heard Bell earlier being like, "It's the old man,"
You did not know that at that time.
yes,
I love this
because we were
retcon.
talking. We'll go back and watch the VOD. It was when you guys were talking about whose place could this be, who did it, and Bell said it could be old man.
Well, he told us he was coming here, didn't he?
Yeah, but that's who she believes has taken over the place, is the old man.
Right.
He only said he was coming because we were coming.
She still believes he's taken over the place.
So I
I was
thought
right
that's what I
one
remembered
time
too.
already,
And I was like,
and I will be right a second time.
You continue to move through in shadows, casting long. Danix from behind you, all you hear is and you see like it's just a medium-sized creature dressed akin to what would be a nun for us. Let me zoom in here so we can get what you see. Complete black. There is no head underneath the habit. The fingers themselves look like they are warped out of a reality. Pieces of them are like floating in midair. The rest of the body underneath, who the hell knows? It appears to be a feminine figure, and it is legs that carry, not floating on air, but an actual scorn of life that is bringing this close to you. We are now going to roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dahlia yells out to watch out. It's not the only one. There are others.
Oh yeah, there are. Let us do this real quick. Oh dear God.
Scared the crap out of me.
Danix, you get to go first, then Elias, then Bell, then Delia, then one of them, and then Vin. Danix, you're up.
Fantastic.
Keep in mind, I'm gonna preface this with one thing. We are now starting something that you guys might have to blaze through the last combat. Let's see if we can do this. Remember, each turn is only 6 seconds long. That means limit your conversations in total per turn to only 6 seconds. Danix, you go. Elias, you're on deck.
You're okay with us pre-rolling?
Yeah, 100%. Please do.
Done.
Yeah, in fact,
Then
I prefer that. This way you can pop.
Danix is coming right up to meet her. And then where is that? I only have the unarmed strike right now, so I'm just going to use that. He's going to kick out with his hooves first.
Yep.
which I believe will hit. With
Remember, you can double right click on a token to target it.
Oh, perfect.
But that's a 24. That would absolutely hit. Roll your damage.
Perfect. That's 6 points as he kicks out with the hooves.
God, yeah, and it just like cracks some like a collarbone, and it's clawing at you, and you can see a dagger beginning to materialize in hand. Like this dagger is like it's a little bit oversized. We're talking like almost anime proportions.
Okay. Interesting. So he's going to go ahead and with his last action make a second strike.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, crit miss. Oh shit.
Fantastic.
Let's throw a card on that one. Let's see what you have. And this is going to be, that was melee. You are slowed by 1 until the end of your turn. Till the end of your next turn. It was decision paralysis. Going with that, what was the decision that paralyzed you?
I think he was trying to decide whether he should try to disarm or try to attack again.
It's like,
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, that's a big dagger. Oh God, okay. And then he decided to try and go for the attack and just whiffed it.
Absolutely. Elias, you're up. Bell, you're on deck.
Yep. You would see Elias grab his chest this time. He will see a little prismatic orb come out, descend down into the ground, and then, anime style, since we're there right now, you would see through that prismatic magic the summoned undead materialize.
Ooh.
And so he is going to summon the undead, as he always does when he can. He's going to like reach in and kind of give it a hand up. Once it's up, dust its shoulders, and he's going to nod twice towards the nun from American Horror Story.
Yeah.
And end a turn.
Oh, fucking fantastic. Belle, you're up. Delia, you're on deck.
Yes, I have a question. I only see one nun on the board. I don't see the ones for the others.
I don't think we see the others yet.
Because they're not within our vision yet.
Cool. Never mind then. So where's the fucking measuring stick? There we go. Ooh. Perfect. I'm going to have Belle almost kind of like seeing what Elias is doing, also kind of pull from her chest, but instead it's going to be pulling from the void. So I'm going to cast Void Warp on this one.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Okay, so it needs to make a DC save.
Yeah, it's a basic fortitude save. And it's against 16, I believe, or 17?
17.
17, all right, sweet. Hold on. Stealing itself, it succeeds with a 23.
Shit.
The void starts coming out. You can see like the black tendrils of oblivion start rising or start streaming towards it. And the rest of reality starts to warp completely around it. And she just like, you could see the dagger start slicing through the air and causing reality itself to be split in half until finally it all just snaps back to normalcy.
Okay. That took 2 actions. I only have 1 left. I'm actually gonna move her. I know, Reggie. I'm gonna just move her actually just right up here.
There you go. Delia, you're up, and one of them gets to go.
Yeah, she sees that Belle kind of retreats like behind a wall, and she just yells out, "Don't get too far from us." She looks around and she's like, fuck. She's going to use her mirror, to appear next to the nun that Danix is fighting.
There you go. Boom.
And then now using her mirror, she's going to like see through it and sees that it has like the magical dagger sword thing that it's popping up, and then being disclosed, she's gonna use her the exploit vulnerability to see what she can glean from this thing.
Okay, give me a recall
So I'm
knowledge.
gonna go. Yeah, go ahead and rolling.
You can go with religion on this one. Or you went esoteric lore? Judging by the symbol on its chest, this is probably a cleric of Feyen. What it looks like is an upside-down dagger with a small drop of blood at the bottom.
Shit. Would it give me anything about anything that would be effective to use against this thing?
Yeah, they love murder. I mean, it sounds kind of tropey, typical death cult type of thing. The way that they celebrate it, however, is even if it's theirs. So, okay, fine, blind faith and whatnot. However, they're not stupid. Feyen and death does not equal stupidity. It doesn't also mean immediate death. They have no problem holding on to you and bringing your death about in a particularly gruesome way. You have heard, let's see, you got 19? Sure. Yeah, you've heard of some pretty barbaric, torturous actions that they can perform, usually with the powers given to them by Feyen.
Yeah, she'll be like, fuck, like recognizing the symbol. And then she'll yell out to the rest of the group, don't let them get a hold of you. It's going to get really ugly.
There you go.
And she just looks at Danix because Danix is already melee range with it. She's like, fuck. But yeah, that's all she can do there. I have one more action, which I am going to go ahead and stab it with my mirror. Sure, why not? We're going to go ahead and roll that real quick. So it's going to be one stabby stab. So my mirror has her daggers out. That's a 25 to hit.
Oh, fuck yes.
All right, rolling damage now. Oh, shit. I think I rolled, because I have my bow out, but my mirror would have her daggers, and I think I rolled the bow because it's using me. No? No, I did dagger.
Yeah.
I did dagger. Yeah, okay, that's correct. Never mind. I can just click dagger instead. So 5 damage.
Danix.
And that's all I can do.
You see Delia just go, pring. Delia just appears, and with the dagger, like right in, like her back arches a little bit, and you can see her hands just like blinking in and out of oblivion, and until finally, you can almost make out a face of anguish within, and then it turns to pleasure.
Y'all some free.
Damn kinky little motherfuckers.
Danix kind of wrinkles his nose in disgust.
Delia, you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This one goes. Danix, you are going to be the target of this attack, only because you happen to be right there. This one, where are we? Yeah, here we go. Strike 1, strike 2, and strike 3. Strike 3 is a critical miss. The first one is a hit. That is going to be, the damage is going to be, I just realized that my rolls are all hidden from you and they should not be. There we go. Let me change this.
Very stressful so far.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's going to be 7 points of damage on Danix. As a dagger comes in, the second one misses. The third one is a crit miss. Let me get that card out real quick. And that one is going to be, come on, you. Attacking. Oh, okay. So, Danix, what about you did this? This creature is attacking you with a summoned dagger of some kind. As I said, it appears larger, almost like anime or what have you. As it comes slashing through with that first one with the biting, searing cut, it comes through, misses with the second, and attempts to stab you with the third. What did you do on its third attack that caused that weapon to break? It's not solid. So we're talking something spiritual in nature.
Ooh. So Danix keeps the symbol of Cythlia on the center of his chest on the chainmail. I think seeing that this is having that first searing cut and sort of understanding now who they serve, rather than backing down from that attack, he puffs out his chest to where the symbol of Cythlia sits and sort of channels all of his divine energy into it to the point where when it makes contact, he's not shying away from the blow, but it shatters the dagger.
Holy shit. All right. It stabs you. Comes back again. Stabs, the point hits. And you see a shock like it goes through. That dagger goes, and you just see like the remnants of spiritual energy just dissipating in the air. It is done. Vin, you're up, and then the others go.
I think Vin sees what's going on as they're surrounded, and you said I'm not taking any penalty for having mercy.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
Players will not be punished for their presence, for the lack of presence of a player.
Then he is going to prepare his Horizon Thunder Sphere, and he starts. Those tattoos start glowing, and his eyes start arcing, and it's just getting ready for something.
So you're doing the 2-round version.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Alrighty, so we're gonna then skip you and go on.
This is electricity.
Do what?
Your ability is electricity.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be coming here. You can hear a screaming madness coming up to you guys. It's one. Come on, you. Stop. There we go. You move to here, and then to here, and then funneling up. Elias, you can hear the pitter patter of feet come running up behind you. As soon as that does, let me get this. You see this coming at you with the same kind of dagger. This one is going to, it misses you by 8. That is its turn. And we now go on over to the next one. Come on, you.
Steve, quick question. Is my summoned undead in the what the fuck is it
in the
called?
order
in
of initiative?
the turn order? Yeah, the initiative. That's
It
what
goes
I'm
at the end of your actions.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
This is that. That's going to be there. So now you can see one coming around. That ends there. Bell, you see one just on the other side of the dead fountain. And lastly, we have one coming in here. Coming straight through. Come on, you. Straight through here. That's another 36. And another one comes to join the party. Right here, stopping at around 62. Unable to do anything more. It attempts to stab you, Elias, but that'll be next turn. We now start up top of round 2. Danix, you're up, and then Elias, you're on deck.
Incredible. So we're gonna go ahead and just go ahead and make attacks here.
Ooh, 11 misses by 6.
Okay. Attack number 2.
That hit.
Perfect.
Didn't roll that much.
That's gonna be 6 points of damage.
This one stumbles back a little bit. Describe your attack briefly.
I think he is going to take a moment to sort of channel Cythlia's energy in that and just punch out at it straight across where the face would be.
Okay. So
and knock her back.
you come through. You are expecting to hit something solid in there, I would imagine. Your fist hits nothing, but instead explodes with that holy energy. And you well, essentially from within, you can even see the back of the cowl lit up very briefly. And the whole body itself is just shuddering in pain until finally it looks like it's about to launch yet another attack on its turn. Are you done, Danix?
I think I'm going to use my last action.
Yeah, do it.
Delia said not to get grabbed by it, so he's going to grab it first.
Okay, give me an
Hell
athletics.
yeah.
Give me an athletics check.
I'm the
Fantastic.
captain now.
Athletics.
Your DC is going to be a 13.
Just hit 13.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, so now here's the way that grappling works. The creature is now considered grabbed. That does not mean, however, that it cannot move out of its space, but it can still use all of its arms to continue to attack. So just keep that in mind until you immobilize it at some future point.
Yeah, and as he grabs it, he's going to turn it towards Delia's mirror form, not necessarily saying anything, but sort of implying that he's got it so that she can finish the job.
I just want to, let me see, if you attempt to manipulate action while grabbed, you must succeed a DC 5 flat check. And that's it. Anything else you can continue to do. So it's more than manipulate. In other words, I'm going to try to swap out weapons.
That was more
etc.
that was more so for flavor. I think they're sort of parallel. So it was just more of a like, hey, your turn.
Gotcha. All right. Elias, I see here that you were prepping some stuff. What do you got? You're up.
Yep.
Bell,
So
and
Elias
Bell, you're on deck.
is going to the one that is on the right here.
Oh, yeah.
He feels I'll be brief. He feels like a warmth inside him. You would see the slyest hint of a smile as he has that satisfaction of feeling the connection to the land again. He doesn't even lift his hand to do the divine lance. It is going to come through his irises as they crystallize.
Cool.
And he's going to try to bore through this thing. And so I already rolled damage.
Damn,
which
look
I
at you, Superman.
believe
Fuck
was a 5. And then I had a question for this is one of those areas of opportunity for me to learn more in terms of like reactions. I have one action left. I'd like to do something to where if either of them makes a move, or if there's something I could do with that third action I have that is defensive, either one of those options. I'm not like particularly picky about either.
Sure. What you want to do is look up the ready basic action, which requires 2 action slots, but that must be available. Your divine lance is a roll to
Two,
hit.
I think.
It's a roll to hit. You rolled your damage, but you didn't roll to hit.
I did roll to hit, I think.
Did you?
I'm pretty certain. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm looking up here. Divine spell
Yeah,
attack.
divine
26.
spell attack.
Oh fuck yes.
You gave
absolutely.
us 6 seconds, Steve.
I
I'm
got you,
taking it
dude.
seriously.
No, man. You know what, bro? That's on me. That was sweet. Good for you. And also keep in mind you have to sustain your undead. So that is 1 action. Then you cast Divine Lance, and that's 2. So effectively you're done. But just keep that in mind for your sustaining. Let me get you the damage on this. What'd you roll here? 5? That's fucking sweet. Yeah. Again, this thing, it came through with all the fervor of like, nope, I'm going to sacrifice your shit. Came through and then completely lost that fervor when a divine lance just exploded in its face. So good on you. Bell, you're up. Delia, you're on deck.
Hold on, I think my summon undead gets to attack now,
yes,
right? You
yes,
said that
yes,
happens
I
at the end of my
apologize.
action?
Oh,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see Elias make a very, like a microscopic step to the left to allow the undead to approach, and he is going to stand back and he's watching amused as the undead takes his swing.
Yeah, sure. He's gonna come through with a. Oh, you know what? I think we're gonna slash with a scimitar. This thing came loaded. It hit by 6. Let me make sure that we have it. No, it tried to hit Danix. That's funny.
Sorry, he's confused.
It's because I also had Danix targeted from prior. Sorry about that. Let me re-roll that.
Wrong
real quick.
target.
It hits by 1 either way. So we are good, and then we're going to hit again for another. That is a critical hit. So on the very
fucking
first
go.
one, fuck yes. So on the very first one, the damage is going to be 4 points of damage to this thing, and on the second one, we're going to get a crit hit. Let's see what this one is. Crushed toe. Normal damage to the target is clumsy 2 and takes a negative 10-foot penalty. You know what? I'm sorry, but that sucks. That sucks. Hold on. Let me get you. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna do the double damage on this. That is nope. That was a claw damage. Hold on, I rolled the incorrect one. Let me get you the critical on the scimitar. There we go. That is going to be 10 points of damage to this. It comes up. It's like slashes into it. You can hear not only the clanking of its own bone and armor on its own bone, but also the clanking of a metal scimitar down on the bones of whatever it is that lies underneath this habit. Belle, you are up.
Yes. Belle is going to use cast electric arc from her spellcasting finger over at the one that she notices that they're all fighting against. So it just needs to make a DC 7.
That's the one furthest away from you on the to the
Yes.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
You're looking at that
basic
one. It
reflex.
looks like that it's almost dead, but the one
Okay.
directly in front of Elias, not diagonal, remains untouched.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
let's do that one.
sneeze on this one, and it's gonna go to the
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Fuck the other one up.
So it just needs a basic reflex save.
You got it. Can you
DC
pull
17.
pull the thing up here so I can. Click the
Honestly,
save
we
button.
should do combat like this all the time. I like the 6-second timer and like
Me
doing
too.
things
That's
ahead of time.
doesn't it? It's like it brings excitement to something that could otherwise be like incredibly boring. It's a can you bring up?
17.
Oh, it's 17. Awesome. Can you bring up the spell in chat? Just click on the name of it to bring it up in chat.
It was already there, but
was it?
It was pretty high up after all the stuff that just went down.
Gotcha.
Stop succeeding.
No. I rolled. I saw that, and now I remember. I just rolled an 18,
Oh, okay.
but the first time I rolled was a 10.
Nice.
It
Okay.
fails. So go ahead and do the damage.
Okay. Roll damage 2d4. That's 2 damage. But so with that one, it's 2 actions. But with her third, she's gonna get a proud daughter look as she looks over to Vin, who has been preparing Horizon Thunder Spear.
Yeah,
because she thinks that he learned it from her in the cabin, so she's also gonna prepare it.
Okay. That takes the 2-round version.
It'll take 2. I think it's just gonna be.
The 2-round
I'm
version
thinking-
requires you to spend in the first round all 3 actions in preparation.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's just gonna be 1.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
not gonna be like the huge one. It's gonna be a
Just
bit
a little. It's a mini Vin. All right.
a mini.
So that
Doesn't
is-
want to outshine her dad, you know,
which one? Which one are you casting?
her adopted. But that should be it for all of her.
Which one are you casting?
Oh, I can cast it on this one. Oh, never mind. I will do it on this guy. The one that right there on the left.
Horizon Thunder Sphere. Okay. And that requires a minimum of 2 actions.
Yes, so I'll hold it till the next one.
There you go. All right, cool. Delia, you're up, and then the one of them goes.
All right, so Delia is going to look at the one that Danix has kind of grappled and is gonna just like smile and going to like stab. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a strike against it,
Alrighty.
and that's a 14 to hit.
Did you have a target by any chance? It does not hit.
Oh, now I do.
It does
It
not,
does not
hit. No.
Fuck. Shit, it's just like, I imagine it's just like flailing and trying to get out of his.
Well, I have news for you.
grasp.
Tabletop Rolls just rated us with 5, so you're gonna get a free reroll on that failure.
Good
Thank you.
timing
Nice.
for a raid.
Hello, guys.
So
What
what's
up,
up,
Raid?
Hello,
Tabletop
everybody.
Rolls?
Thank you for that.
Yeah, go ahead and
I
reroll
will.
that attack.
Hopefully it'll hit.
That's
Fuck, a 10.
That's
That
a miss.
misses
Well,
as
how
well.
many did they raid with? 5.
We
Yeah, give it another one.
appreciated the sentiment right on. You tried.
Oh my god.
Give it another one. They rated us with
18.
5, so. Yeah, there you go.
There you
That's a
go.
hit. Thanks.
All right, so
thanks
I'm gonna
to
go
Tabletop
ahead
Rolls.
and yeah, thank you guys.
Somebody
Look
give a
at
shout
that.
out, would you please?
Yeah, On's on it. That's 5 damage to it.
5 damage.
Indeed, I am.
Okay, and then with I think she's gonna try to take all of her actions if it doesn't die?
Well, it just got stabbed. This comes in that the blade from the mirror image that you have over there comes straight into where the throat would be, and this thing reaches up with those really odd fingers, and the entire body's like until finally the cloth immediately falls down, and you can see skittering away an entire swarm of little beetles.
Shit. I don't think it like died. It's just its essence or whatever's going back to.
Well, that's that.
Fuck. Yeah. Shit. Okay.
Hey, man.
Fuck. At least it's gone and it's not stabbing nobody. So there's that.
Right, exactly.
And then, shit. There are the other ones. That's a wall, huh? The one that's like in front of. Like
yeah,
the hallway,
you can see
that's a
through
wall.
the columns if you can see it in the map.
Okay, so she is going to. Fuck, she can't do anything from here. So then, the other one or me, I'm gonna go ahead and take a bow strike at the one that's between Belle and Elias.
Got it. Let's see what you
So
got.
I'm gonna go ahead and target that one.
Oh,
because I remember this time.
11 on 4.
And
Oh, it's a
then-
miss by
No,
6.
that's me. That was me.
Oh,
I'm pretty.
Yeah, I missed anyways. I got a
Missed by
15, but it misses. Yeah. And then
Hold on.
I'm gonna do
yeah,
my last.
Hold on. Its AC is 7. Yeah, it's not flanked. Okay, never mind. It's 17. Unfortunately, missed.
Yeah, so she's gonna do her last action for another arrow. So I'm gonna do the -5
Yep.
roll. And that is an 18.
That'll hit. Let's roll the damage.
Nice. Rolling damages. 7.
Oh shit! For a total of 7 points. This was with a It lands and bites it deeply into the meat, and you can see that this dagger that it had already summoned and was ready to stab Elias with is now and like ignores it. You can even hear the cracking of the shaft in her body as she's like and still coming forward. But you already begin to see the blood beginning to form on the white habit. Let's see. One of them. Vin, you're up.
All right, through the columns at this one furthest north.
Yeah.
I'm gonna all that electricity arcs up and goes up to his hand, and he's gonna form it like the fucking spirit gun from Yu Hakusho.
Hell yeah.
Just
Millennial Santa.
yeah. And he's gonna launch it at him.
All right, let's do it.
Full power.
Fuck
Where's-
yeah. All 6 rounds that you had to charge this baby up.
Yeah.
All right.
And cast.
Wow. All righty. Hit the last one.
Yep.
There you go. Oh, fuck. Okay, so this is going to be a DC 18 basic reflex save. Let's see. That's a 21, so does succeed.
He still takes
Half. Half damage.
yeah.
Right?
Wait. Hold on. Even if it misses, he still takes 2d6 damage from the explosion.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Roll the roll your damage.
It's telling me to do 3d6. How do I change that?
Hold on. You can don't worry about it. Just do it.
Okay.
Not gonna. That's a total of 12 points of damage coming through it. This is electrical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this thing is now running again. It's like it's intonating something, and that essence is now beginning to coalesce into that odd shaped dagger that they've all been starting to wield. And as you do, it's like it gets shocked to the point where that energy is like and just like shatters into the sky, and then try summoning it again up there, taking a good amount of damage. You can already see a hole has been completely blown open in the habit, revealing charred flesh underneath.
And with that also leaves me just arcing electricity out. So if any of them try to grab me, they are damaged by electricity.
Fuck. All right.
For a full minute.
God damn. Against the skeleton guard, this one is going to try to do something against it. Let's see. This one against Elias's friend here. That is going to be 1, 2, and 3. Miss, critical miss. All right, so the very first one is going to be hit against the guard. Let me roll that damage real quick. That's going to be 7 points of damage against the guard. And the other 2 complete misses. The second one, however, was a crit miss. Let's see how bad. This is, you hit an ally. Oh, shit. You hit an ally adjacent to you.
Hell yeah.
So
That's hilarious.
That's going to be the one right next to it. Let me do that real quick. And, well, it's going to be a hit, so I'm just going to roll the damage. Let's see.
You love murder so much, murder yourself. Bitch.
So that one's like, and then and that continues going. That is that action. The next one. Let's see. Where are you? Where are you?
Wait, did one laugh at the other one getting hurt?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say this is why they're losing. They've no sense of unity. Truly, this is why they're getting their asses handed to them.
This one is going to complete its actions. Let's see. Coming forward here. We're going to go here. Come on. There. And then straight down here. And then our friend here is going to be the target. Oh,
Emma, you just
sorry,
scared
Bill.
the shit out of me because I just saw the line approach Elias on the map, and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
No, this
Oh, sorry,
one's
I was
going.
pre-measuring.
No, go off. No, I did the same thing. It just like, oh, scared the shit out of me.
This one's coming straight at Bell. Hit Bell by, looks like by 2, doing the damage. It's going to be a total of 6 points of damage against Bell. And then just lunges forward with this kind of unholy dagger. It goes inside Bell. You, for the first time, you can feel the actual power of void that you've been trying to suppress within yourself, and that is the ripping apart of the essence of spirit. A portion of your life just left you. That one is yay. That one is done, and lastly, this one is coming down on Elias, the one directly in front. This is going to be 3 attacks, 2 and 3. Hit, no, miss, hit, and hit. Oh,
I'm gonna glimpse of redemption one of those.
you need to be adjacent.
Oh, do I?
Hold on, let me just double check. Or is it any ally within?
I appreciate the sentiment, buddy.
Might be within like 10 feet or something. Or is it anybody you can see?
Oh, within 15 feet. I think it's a little too far.
Yeah, it is.
Damn it.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, let me roll the damage real quick. That is going to be, that is 8 points against Elias. And then on the second one, it's going to be another 7 points against Elias. This thing coming through. The sick part of this is, Adelia, you can hear it. Elias, you can hear it and feel it. You can hear you realize exactly how soft you are as the knife just comes in, comes back out, and it's like the other hand is now even grabbing your shoulder and like shanking you like a couple of times. This is now top of round 3. Danix, you're
Well,
up.
that's not proportional.
Okay. The moment that attack happens and he can't intervene, he is rushing forward.
Okay.
He's gonna take a move action. Start
Fucking
with.
Finn ducks as a centaur comes charging.
So that's first action. He's gonna take another move action to get up next to Elias and just.
How many feet in total was that?
That was about 36.
Then it's only 2 actions. Yeah, so you still have 1 action. Perfect.
And he's gonna swing on it.
Yep. Hit by 4.
Perfect.
Let's do it.
Murder,
All
murder, murder, murder.
Boom.
And that's gonna be 6 points of damage down on it.
I didn't target it yet. Oopsie.
No, it's okay. I have it.
Okay.
Oh, wait. What kind of damage is this?
It's bludgeoning damage. It hit the last one.
Why is this not taking any damage? No, it should absolutely. Hold on, let me try that again. No, it's not. All right. Negative. How many? -6?
It's yeah.
Well, I have news for you. So, this thing does. Again, the clothes just like fall unceremoniously down to the ground, and then it's like a skittering of beetles just like separates, and Elias like crawl over your feet and then through and then gone. Danix, you are done. Elias, you're up with one remaining.
Yep. So Elias gets shanked, hears the thundering hooves of Danix absolutely hauling ass from across the abbey.
Hell yeah.
The one that was just shanking Elias is taken out. I already did my Divine Lance. It missed. I'm going to sustain with the third action.
Fuck
and
yes.
he is going to make a very stern look from, he's going to use some of that like courtly authority to look between the undead that he has summoned and the last one there. And so I think he's been stationary. How many attacks does he get?
He gets 3 like anything else.
Oh yeah. I want him to like fucking just tee off on this thing.
And that's on the. Yep, you got it. So that is going to be the first attack. Whoop. Let me re-roll with a scimitar. Either way, it is a miss on the first, a hit on the second, and a miss on the third. Wow. And on the second one, when it comes through, it is driving. It takes its scimitar. After missing with the first one, it kind of like glances through some of the clothing. The clothing gets a little bit sliced, comes back up around, and then plants the scimitar right into the neck area, and then draws the blade down, or slicing through the flesh. Trigger warning. Damage stuff's being described here. This is.
We said dark fantasy. I feel like we covered
We say,
bases.
and it's an 18+. Yeah, that's like, and with that, it comes through with the third one just as the body drops. That's why it missed. There was no body anymore. And then that.
It's like still stabbing, and Elias is like gonna put a hand on its shoulder, like, you know. And there's a very silent kind of like fist bump between Elias and the undead thing at this.
Bell, you're up.
Into my
Delia, you're on
turn.
next. That's funny.
All right, cool. Gonna take 2 actions to cast this Horizon Thunder Sphere.
Go fuckers. So that is gonna be, yeah, hit.
It's a 19.
That's a hit.
Roll for damage. That's 15 damage.
Sure.
Fucking A.
And this thing is just like, it's coming at you again, and you can see this dagger. All you see is almost like this, like almost just one-dimensional point of a blade coming straight towards your eye.
She's
and
gonna
then
touch the tip of the blade with her finger to translate the electricity to it.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then bam! The clothing itself, the last thing that you get is, aside from it like a splattering of blood on you, the body literally explodes, and the only thing that remains are like tatters of white cloth, which is now just like falling back down to the world. You have 1 action left.
She looks around to see if anybody noticed.
I notice.
You're doing great, sweetie. You're
with
with an
that-
inexplicable American accent.
That seems to be the end of the encounter.
Never mind them.
There are no more that you're able to see. However, Belle, you can still feel a pull from Mercy.
She goes running.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
She just goes running.
And that is when we pick it up next week. So
Fun.
Nice.
Dang, that was so much fun.
Hey, nobody went down this time. I think this is the first time
This time.
I
we get in a
know.
fight and nobody goes down.